Hello, what's up this morning, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to ya all. Snowy Tuesday. Good to see ya. Mega Magikarp Dogamith, God's right. Real Planeswalker, 0-1 by Dr. Jimothy, Soul Grottos, Alex, Dylan Under, Orlando, Atlanta. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone staying warm, staying safe. I know it's been a snowy, cold, icy weekend, so hopefully everyone's doing good. Love the new series. Want to know which deck is the best? I am really excited for the new series. The first bracket match, the best standard deck ever tournament, went up yesterday, and oh man, that series is going to be so fun. I am so excited. I am so excited for the series. It's going to be a long one, but we're going to see so many cool decks. And if y'all have any feedback, I'd love to hear it, because we're still going to try to do some improvements as we go along. So if there's stuff you want to see, like one of the things I realized from the first episode that we can do a better job of, I think, is people want more of like a deck primer, because I think for me, I'm like, I love these old decks, so I spend so much time like going over them and so forth that I kind of know all of them. But I forget, if we're playing a deck that's from 15 or 25 or 33 years ago, a lot of people might not know the card. So I think that's a little thing that we can improve next time, is a bit more of like a primer so people know what's going on. But if you got suggestions, definitely open to them. But Phyrexian Arena Cast is live. It happened. We had to do it. We had to do it. The Phyrexian Arena podcast just went up on the Commander channel, and the hardest part of that, we talked about it a little bit in the cast, we could not for the life of us agree on what counted as a Phyrexian Arena. We spent so long, to the point where we almost decided to just do the cast of us arguing over what actually counted as a Phyrexian Arena, but that seemed a little bit too narrow. But my goodness, we all had a different idea of what we thought a Phyrexian Arena actually was. Like, some people really cared about mana value, some people are like way looser, and as long as it's like kind of drawing you a card, it's fine. It's very interesting. With Secret Rendezvous tier list, that could be a good one. That could be a good one. But anyway, today it is Elementals Day. So we had regionals this past weekend. We got a Pro Tour this coming weekend. One of the new themes of Lorwyn Eclipsed that we haven't got to play yet is Elementals. So we have 4 different versions of Elementals. I think we're going to start with Temur Elementals, because it's playing a bunch of roaming thrones. So we do some Elemental Painter Monoconning, some Elemental Monoconning. But we also have Sultai and Grixis and Temur. So we might do the, a little trek through Elementals in Lorwyn Eclipsed Standard. What do you think about the recent pre-modern ban? I think the recent pre-modern ban of Parallax Wave, Parallax Tide, one of the Parallax cards, the blue one, the one that eats all your lands, I think it was probably smart. I am a little sad because I really wanted to play that deck, because someone, the last video I made for pre-modern on Moto, someone beat me with that deck, and it looked exactly like the kind of deck that I would like playing, because it just like blew up all my lands and locked me out of the game. It's like, oh, I gotta try this deck, and then they banned it like 2 days later. So a little sad that I never got a chance to play it. However, I think it was probably a good call, and I think as pre-modern becomes more and more a part of Magic or online, I think we're gonna see more bannings, because the meta is just gonna move faster. Like, when the only place people are playing pre-modern is at like local events or sometimes bigger events, but still playing in paper every few months or something, there's a big tournament, or smaller tournaments more frequently, the meta doesn't move that fast. But once people are grinding games constantly on Moto, it's gonna speed things up. That's kind of how it goes for all the formats. Any Kindle the Inner Flame decks today? So I don't have any Kindle the Inner Flames in my decks. I think so. The problem I ran into with Kindle the Inner Flames is the best elementals are the Evoke elementals, but those elementals are really not that great to copy with Kindle the Inner Flames, because you don't get their abilities. So I didn't end up playing it in any of the decks because of that. I don't know, I guess it's good with like Sunderflock, I could see, but it's bad with the Evoke elementals. I don't know, maybe we end up playing it at some point, but it's not, I haven't really figured out how to take advantage of it with the main standard elementals. I think it's better with some older elementals. Mixed Scott Play, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub, thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for our new subscriber. Thank you. What Lorwyn Eclipsed decks do you wish will suddenly be able to compete at the Pro Tour this weekend? Oh man. Mirror form. I want to see mirror form. Really though, it's not going to be mirror form. I think it's unlikely that we see a mirror. I mean, there could be a mirror form control deck, but that would be the against the odds Pro Tour. So I'm not expecting that. What I'd really like to see, and I think this is also maybe a bit of a long shot, I guess there's a lot of things I'd like to see. Like, I'd like to see a cool Vivid deck, but I think, considering we're going to Lorwyn Eclipse, And considering it's a tribal set, I think we want to see at least some of the tribes show up. Like, I want to see a fairy deck, or an elf deck, or a Kithkin deck. So I want to see someone actually, break it with one of the tribal decks. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what's probably going to happen, how I view Standard right now, is I think Standard is Badger Mole Cub decks versus anti-Badger Mole Cub decks, because the Badger Mole Cub's just so explosive. And then I think when we get to the next big ban window, which I think is early March, I would be unsurprised if we lost the Cub. I think that's very possible that the Cub gets banned. If not, I think it gets banned on the next one. I would be shocked if Cub is still in the format a year from now. I would be very, very surprised. Not a call for the banning. This is just like what I think is going to happen, because I think the card just is very format warping. I think it's too format warping, and it's a little bit too fast. So that's kind of my expectation. So I think we're going to see actually lessons like... Let's see what happens at the Pro Tour. At Regionals this weekend, Lessons started off as one of the 1 and 2 weeks is an emergency window. I think it's less likely, unless this Pro Tour goes super off the rails, that we get an emergency banning. But the March window is only like 6 weeks away. The March window is like what we had last summer, where they banned a bunch of stuff. It's the shake-up, pseudo-rotation bannings. That's the one where I'd expect more stuff to happen. I think also Boomerang Basics, actually, rather than Boomerang Basics, I think the cards, here's what I'd be looking for. And this, I don't know why we're getting to bannings already, but I would be looking at Cub, I think is the big one. And then I think rather than dealing with like Into the Flood Maws and Boomerang Basics, I think maybe you just hit Storm Chaser's talent. Like, just get rid of Storm Chaser's talent. And hopefully that nerfs Boomerang Basics and the Self Bounce plan enough. I could see getting rid of Into the Flood Maw too. And honestly, you know what convinced me that Into the Flood Maw was busted? It was yesterday's bracket match. If you watch the Caw-Blade versus VV Cauldron game, I think the biggest edge that I had playing VV Cauldron, I mean, yes, I have an absurd combo that can just pop off. Like, that is helpful. But I think the biggest edge I had is Richard's trying to play like a Jace or a Batterskull, these 4 or 5 mana permanents, and I just have a 1 mana instant speed way that I can put it back to their hand, and it's a huge tempo swing. So I actually think that kind of convinced me that Into the Flood Maw is actually just a messed up card. Like, I knew it was really good, but seeing just how much it brutalized one of the best decks in the history of Standard from 15 years ago, I was like, that's gotta be a sign that this card is just too good. Anyway, reminders. Replay to YouTube. That's where you can find the old streams. Normal YouTube. First bracket match is up. You should check it out. It's really, I think you're gonna like it. I'm so excited for this series. I haven't been this excited for a series in a long time. Like, I'm super excited because I just love the history. I have a lot of fun playing with Richard. It's paper magic. You get the real cards. So I'm really hyped about that series. Tomorrow, we have a super speed against odds. We're going to our new Standard format to play a card a lot of y'all have asked about that I think I figured out. And that card might be Meek Attack. We might be doing some Meek Attack. I know we played it a little on Early Access Day. That build wasn't right, though. I think I figured out how to actually make Meek Attack do some really cool things. So Meek Attack coming up tomorrow for Against Odds. And a reminder, their sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can go to cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Maybe get a sticker. I don't know if you get a sticker. They might not be doing that. I've been saying it for like 10 years now. I don't know if that promotion still exists, but if it does, you can ask them and maybe you get a sticker, or else they'll probably send you like a cool drawing or something. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. And let's talk about our decks today. So we're going to check out some elementals in our new Standard format. Someone asked about lessons. One of the lessons... Do they still have goldfish stickers? Hey, sweet. I wasn't sure if there were still goldfish stickers or not. I feel bad because I'm always saying that we have them, and I'm like, I'm actually not sure. I should check on that. So someone asked about lessons. I'm not that scared of lessons right now. If you look at the RCQ this weekend, I actually think Lessons is going to have a bad Pro Tour. It started off as one of the most played decks in the tournament at Regionals. It was like, I want to say 18% of the meta, and then it dropped down to like 12 or something on day 2. It just got crushed on day 1. And then no Izzet decks made the top 8. So I think Izzet's Lessons is going to end up like a tier 2 deck. I think people have figured out how to beat it. I think it was the perfect choice for Worlds. It just like took advantage of that meta so well. But I think people have adjusted to it, and I think Lessons is going to end up being like a low tier 1, like high tier 2 deck moving forward. So I'm not actually that worried about Izzet Lessons. I'm more worried about Badger Mole Cub. That's the card that I'm most concerned about. But Oh, what was Spike putting into play with modern Meek Attack? Let me look this up. I'm actually curious. What does Lorwyn Eclipsed Modern? All right, let me see what Spikes. I'm curious what Spikes.
Modes, hooks.
Oh, this
tools.
doesn't say the right thing. Why does that say Narset?
Necessary when you could spend.
Oh, that's Meek Attack. Wait, are we putting?
2 mana to just cast.
What are we putting into play with Meek Attack?
Like Legacy.
I don't even see. Wait, are there? Is it just Agent of Treachery? Where's the finisher? I don't even see what he's putting into play. Is it just Agent of Treachery? I mean, Agent of Treachery on the cheap is pretty powerful. Like, I could see that. I don't see Twin Flame Travelers in your Elemental stack. What are your thoughts on that? So here's the problem with Twin Flame Travelers. I think it's a good commander card for Elementals. The big problem with Twin Flame Travelers is we have Roaming Throne that does the same thing, and once you play it, it is an Elemental, but it has Ward 2, so it doesn't die as much. So in Standard, I think it's just like worse Roaming Throne because you don't get the Ward, and Ward on a Panharmonicon is very, very powerful. I think I would definitely play it in like a Elemental Commander deck as another Roaming Throne, but I think it's just worse Roaming Throne in Standard, essentially. So I don't know if you copy the transforming trigger on Aisling. Can you transform her multiple times in a turn? No, not exactly. So you get multiple triggers, but you can't flip back and forth. It only flips one way each turn. So you get 2 triggers, but you can only really use one of them. So what are we playing with our first Elemental deck here? So this is, I guess, Temur Elementals, although in some ways we got some black mana for Deceit. So this is just a bunch of Elementals. We have Ashley and Flame Breeder, both which can be double ramp spells to get us into our big Evoke Elementals. We got Roaming Throne to double the triggers on our Elementals, and then we get a bunch of Evoke Elementals. Vibrance finds a land, Lightning Bolts maybe twice with Roaming Throne, Wistfulness draws cards, blows up artifacts and enchantments, Deceit bounces something, gives us a Thoughtseize, and then the big payoff at the top end of the curve, Sunderflock, often going to be cheap in our deck if we can get down one of these Evoke Elementals, and then it just comes down and bounces all non-elementals. So this is like our Cyclonic Rift, where we just build up a board of Elementals, Sunderflock, one-shot you, hopefully win on the spot. And that's essentially the plan of the deck. We get a little bit of interaction with Bounce Off and Springleaf Drum, Detect Intrusion, but really we're just jamming Elementals. And then we have Ashling's Command, which I'm very curious to see. I was pretty down on the commands. The Ashling's Command was one of the ones I was most excited about, just because it's an instant. I think being an instant's very, very powerful. A little bit awkward copying stuff because we don't get our triggers from Wistfulnesses and Vibrances and so forth, because we're not paying the right colors of mana, or we didn't spend any colors of mana technically to cast the copy. But still, I think it's pretty good. Gives us a sweeper, draws us some card, makes some treasure. So let's do some Temur Elementaling. It is kind of expensive. Melaraku, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup here for you. Thank you. Oh, speaking of Commander, I got your deck autism. I'll pull them up. We mind taking a look at my 2 decks. I finally got some creativity back. I think that, you know how writers can get writer's block? I think that people who build decks, brewers, you can get brewer's block. I think that's an actual thing that can happen. Like, sometimes you're just not feeling as inspired. Like, that's a thing that happens. You talked on the podcast about Marvel Universes Beyond sets kind of being like cameo nostalgia sets. Do you think they could be a good vehicle to bring back block sets? Then they could craft some story, make it compelling, lock people in, since they were based in universes with awesome established stories. Boy, that's a tough one. I can see the theory of it, right? I can see the theory of it, where you could bring blocks back, you have established stories. That makes sense to me. The problem is, there's still a lot of people who really, really strongly dislike Universes Beyond. And I think if Wizards announced, hey, in 2027, we're not just doing a Marvel set, we're doing 3 Marvel sets in a row, we're doing Marvel block, oh, there would be a very big negative reaction from a chunk of the community. And the risk is, like, could you imagine if they did that and then it was Spider-Man or something? Like, or Ethergriff, like, you could be in a universe set. But what if it ends up being a plane that people really dislike and is just not well done? Then I would be a little bit concerned. So I don't think they would do that, but I think it is an interesting idea. Let's see, what do we got from Autism? Oops, all bad tutors. So some Amy Pond First Doctor action. And you got some Planeswalkers. We have some interesting ways to tutor things up. Some God Pharaoh's Gifts, Gate of the Afterlife. TARDIS. That looks sweet. And then let's see, what's the other one? Classes, eh? Ooh. Classes are cool. Classes are a cool card type. A lot of classes and talents have ended up being like, the talent cycle in specific ended up being very strong. And we have some Terra. Terra's a good commander for that. Ooh, and Zerta. We have Zerta as a companion. Spicy. And then, yeah, that looks sweet. And then you can level up the classes on the cheap. Looks sweet, Autism. Anyway, let's try some standard. I mean, would y'all even want... Would you want blocks to come back? I go back and forth. Is there a first-round matchup from Best Standard ever that you're really looking forward to? Armageddon versus Domain looks like the funniest one to me. Hard for Domain to get online when you have no lands. That one did stick out to me as being a funny one. There's also some other decks I'm just really excited to play. Like, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to play Academy. I think Academy, if I was filling out this bracket, Academy would be one of my picks to go super far. I think that Academy is actually just one of the most disgusting decks that has ever existed. I think, like, the stuff that we talk about with VV Cauldron, I think that Academy just does it, like, times 10. It's just, like, a better version of that. So I think that's interesting. And I'm also just really excited for some decks that I'm kind of nostalgic about. Like, one matchup that stands out to me, 2009 Jund versus Mono Black Devotion. I loved Mono Black Devotion in Standard. Richard probably going to play the Jund deck because he's the Jund guy. So I think matchups like that, even though it's not like, I don't think the strongest decks in the field, I think it's going to be really cool and just nostalgic to see. I'm excited about a lot of these matchups. Like, I'm very, very excited about a lot of these matchups. Sorry, opponent. Sorry. Ooh. All right, we got Ashling. I think we really want one of the 2-drops at double ramps, and then that turns on our elementals so much quicker. 2 sets blocks seem like the sweet spot. I guess with the current schedule, we'd be doing 3 2-set blocks a year. Oh, that's a lot of magic. That's a lot of magic. Oh, did you see the lawsuit? What do you make of the lawsuit against Hasbro? Yes, Temur Energy is in there, Mega Magikarp. Temur Energy made the cut. I have to check the deck list. I'm not sure if it was, I think it's the version that had Scarab God. I'm pretty sure it's the version that had Scarab God. Let's just play actually no, we need red on turn 2. So if we play this tap, yeah, let's play this tap, then we play this on tap turn 2. I really love blocks because it allowed sets like Lorwyn and Temur to be spread out evenly. Yeah, I think that Lorwyn Eclipsed is an example of the kind of set that would really love to have access to what do we want double of? So double red for removal? Yeah, I guess we get rid of the Sanctum. And we draw a Cavern anyway. Giants First Year is one of my favorite times playing Standard. Oh, so the lawsuit. I'm a little confused what they're going for here, but the lawsuit is suing Hasbro CEO and the rest of their leadership, led by Chris Cox, our buddy Chris Cox, because they overprinted Magic cards, apparently. I'm not really sure the merits of the lawsuit. I'm very, very confused by what their actual argument is of what they did illegal, but apparently the argument is they misled the stockholders by making it sound like Hasbro was doing better than it actually was, when really they were just printing a bunch of Magic sets to prop up their bottom line. I think that's like the TLDR version. The funniest part of it the funniest part of it was it was confirmed by a former Wizards employee in the lawsuit. Do we block? You know what? Whatever. We want this Ashling to live. Sure. Go ahead, Kellen. Do your thing. Do your thing. The funniest part is it confirmed by an ex-Wizards employee, apparently, in the lawsuit that that they actually took down 30th Anniversary Edition early and then dumped it in a landfill. Yeah, let's flip this Ashling. So I think we need to play Vibrant. So red. So we make green, red. Okay, so let's make green. Play Eclipse Realm on Elemental. And yeah, we're gonna full price this Vibrance. Double green, double red. Get rid of Squelchy. The opponent's like Boros aggro, I guess. Grab another Cavern of Souls. And alright, can you beat a Vibrance opponent? Can you beat Elemental number 1? Hey, what's up, Trader Blue? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Yeah, we're experimenting with Elementals today. I want to try Temur Elementals because they got Roaming Throne, and I love Panharmonicons. We also might try some of the more scammy Sultai Elementals. Ooh, here comes a Nova Hellkite. Opponent, gonna ping the Vibrance. And go attacking. I don't know what their plan is, but we're gonna block this. I mean, even if they kill it, we don't care too much because we have Wistfulness. Alright, opponent's gonna shock the Vibrance. Sure. We are gonna have to be able to beat this Nova Hellkite somehow. Bouncing it's not bad. So let's add green. Pay a red. Flip it, draw a card. Actually, so good. Cavern on Elemental and Wistfulness. We don't have any artifacts or enchantments blow up, but we still get to draw and discard. We still have the bounce up. Oh boy, okay. And there is Ashling's command. Oh, no, we finally get to see the power of the command. Get and hit you with the Ashling down to 21 pass a turd. If you had to choose one, what would it be? Loot or Little Geary? Little Geary 100%. The low rice puff is fine. Eureka Bloodborne Gaming, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. I think it's actually fine. Like, it was a little weird. It was not what I was expecting for the 30th anniversary, but I find loot to be more cringy personally. How was the stream, Yuki? Let's name Elemental. We know there's just, well, I guess we just do this now. So Ashling's command, copy and draw. So yeah, I think we just copy Wistfulness, draw 2. That seems fine. I mean, even without the ETB, that is another 6/5 getting at you. I think we're good. Elemental's too good. Can Ashling... Oh, I got to play Ashling, the Commander Ashling, on the last Commander Clash. That card's kind of insane. I actually think that a lot of the commanders from Lorwyn Eclipsed are way better than people think. Found it. Land. Nova Hellkite. I have bad news, opponent. That bad news is we are going to mount it. Pick it up. And opponent. Are we passing? Oh my god, another Ashling's command. And opponent scoops it up, and that went pretty good. Was fighting a bunch of BS in Historic while playing Boggles. How did Boggles work in Historic? Historic makes me sad. I used to love Historic. I don't know why Wizards doesn't manage that format a little bit more. The Eldrazi deck in Historic is so ridiculous and just so obnoxious. I do not understand. I don't not understand what their plan is. Abigail's cool. You know the commander that really shocked me was Burgie. Brigid. The new Brigid is actually a ridiculous card. Like, I don't know if you watched the Commander Clash this past weekend where we played some Lorwyn Eclipsed, but I think that Brigid is legitimately one of the strongest commanders from the set. The fact that you can just like play this in a go wide deck and flip it into a Gaia's Cradle is incredibly explosive. This card didn't look like that much to me. It didn't look like that much to me, but I actually think it's actually a very powerful commander. To support Legacy, they would have to do something about the reserve list. Yeah, I mean, we're going to run into that problem. I think we already are running into that problem with Timeless, or not Timeless, with Pre-Modern as well. Like, the reserve list is kind of a weight around the neck of those old formats, and it just makes it so, like, if you've been playing for 30 years, it's fine. You probably don't care because you might have the cards from 30 years ago, but if you're trying to get into those formats, it just becomes kind of impossible. So we're going to bring in the Seers. I don't know, is Pyroclasm Pyroclasm's probably worth it. The Deceit seems a little slow. Let's go down a couple Deceits. Let's do that. Pyroclasm Sears, go. Fairly good outside of the fact they refused to ban something out of the Mergent Ultimatum. Oh, yeah. That combo deck, and best to win that combo deck, so brutal. Do we need 4 thrones? Probably not, but are we gonna cut them? No. I love my Phantom cuts too much. This is Elemental Tribal. We are playing some straight up Elemental Tribal. It would be a massive legal nightmare for Wizards to null the reserve list. I mean, I think that's possible. I'm not sure how much weight I put on that. Like, I've definitely heard that argument before. I'm not enough of a lawyer to know how realistic it is for them to win in court or not win in court. I will say, about it. Gonna burn us down. Wow, Bolt Wave. That is a strong sign our opponent wants to be a burn deck. We're just gonna play and land on Elemental, and I think we just play this Ashling. Loot away what? Do we loot away Wistfulness? I guess we could loot nothing. I kind of think we loot away Wistfulness, though. Yeah. They're not going to have artifacts. Ooh, okay, Seer is good. They're not going to have artifacts and enchantments to blow up. You should do a crossover legal. Ooh, that would actually be a sweet video. I wonder if I could get Legal Eagle to do it. Because that would actually be sweet. Man, are we going to have to... Oh, we can't even get a land with this? Oh, no. All right. Instant regret for discarding that Wistfulness. Although I think it's fine because our opponent's only got a couple cards and we have a handful of Seers. Deceit. Also not... Wow, all right. Pass. Yeah, we should not discard that Wistfulness. We kind of need the card draw now. Wait. We got Strixhaven spoilers? No. Oh my god. Okay. After this match, Strixhaven. Why do we have Strixhaven? What is Wizards doing? With their lives? Yeah, I think, oh, man, this feels bad, but I think we just evoke this to get a land. So then we can cast a full price one next turn, maybe. I don't know, my technique is just always get the Cavern, I think. We just always take Cavern. Like, so much of our deck we can cast with the Cavern. So we gain a couple life, up to 19, past the turn. Why are we spoiling when does Strix even release? Isn't that like April or something? Wizards. Were these leaks or are they actual spoilers? Bonnet, Mountain, and Basing. Well, okay. Now we're going to play this on Elemental. This time, we're going to full price, double mode, Vibrant. And, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at now. Burn you down to 20. Get another Cavern. I mean, I'm very pro net decking, actually. It's funny because not until June. My goodness. It's funny because I brew more than anyone. Like, I'm definitely a brewer, but I also think that net decking is incredibly beneficial for people. Like, not everyone's a brewer. Not everyone has to be a brewer. Well, I mean, I guess we Cavern on Elemental, and I guess we Deceit him. Thoughtseize mode. All right, what are you holding over there? One of these elementals is gonna stick eventually. Our opponent is just not doing anything. And opponent scoops it up. All right, let's see. 2026 Magic set schedule. I mean, that went super well. We kind of crushed that deck. All right, so we're gonna look at the spoilers in a minute. So Lorwyn Eclipsed is out. Beginning of March, Turtles. April. Okay, April is Secrets of Strixhaven. June is Superheroes. August, Hobbit. Reality Fracture, October. Star Trek, November. So I haven't even read these spoilers yet. This is my first look. I don't know where they came from. Wait, what are these? Neotic, are you here? What are these fancy talismans? Are these special guests? Mathemagics. Oh man, I love that they're embracing the college. They should make more cards like this. Mathemagics, blue and double X, blue and double X. Target player draws 2x cards. So 2 would be 1, 2, 4, 8. So if you cast this for, okay, we got to think about this. So if you cast it for 2 mana, you draw a card. If you cast it for 4 mana, you draw, 2 times 2, 4 cards. You cast it for 6 mana, you draw 8 cards. You cast it for, so wow. So like, okay. Huh. Is this card good? Like, in some sense, this is the most powerful card draw spell they've ever made, right? Like, once you get up to 10 mana, 10 mana draw 32 is insane. Is that not insane? Is that not absurd? You can't really go higher than that or you just deck yourself. Also, oh my god, it's target player. Oh, that changes everything. Oh, this is 12 mana win the game. It's 12 mana win the game. It's the, so I may have been goldfishing 1998 Academy for an upcoming bracket match. And the way that Academy won the game was with let's see. Was with Stroke of Genius. Stroke of Genius, 3 mana, target player draws X cards. You just make enough mana, and then you would force your opponent to draw their deck and mill out with Stroke of Genius. Mathemagics is even better at that, right? Is this not? So it's 14 mana. 14 mana, you deck your opponent. On the spot. Game over. You can play a Voice of Victory. You can play the blue Mistrise Village or whatever to protect it. I actually think this card's insane. The fact that his target player is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it doesn't scale well early. Like, it's not a 2 mana to draw 1's bad. I guess 4 mana to draw 4 is actually good. Actually, this is actually good at, like, every point, right? 6 mana to draw 8 is better than other versions of this effect. I think this card's actually insane. Wait, wouldn't 4 mana? Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm off by 1 because you got the double blue in there. So it'd be 6 mana draw 4. So yeah, okay, not as good as I was saying. Yeah, I was not accounting for the double blue. I was just accounting for the X. What is this other one? Lowerhold returns. Lowerhold the Historian. 5 mana. Boros, Elder Dragon with Flying and Haste. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle of 2. Are they bringing Miracle back? Really? Miracle of all mechanics. I think people are gonna hate having Miracle back, actually. How many of you actually played with Miracle last time around? Miracle's a fun mechanic, and it leads to like iconic moments, right? Like the Bonfire of the Damned is one of the greatest moments. It could be a cameo. It could be. The Bonfire of the Damned is one of the greatest moments in Magic history at the World Magic Cup. But it does make you draw very awkwardly. Like, if you have a Miracle card in your deck, you have to, like, draw and peek at each card before putting it in your hand in case it's a Miracle. So that's the part that's kind of awkward. But that just gives all your instants and sorceries Miracle of 2. You got to cast it when you draw it, but still. And then in your upkeep, you may discard a card if you do draw. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you can discard a card if you do draw a card. So that card is wild. So that gives you a way that you can trigger Miracle during each of your opponent's turns. Worst case, that's one of the coolest commanders they've printed in a while. Both of those cards look insane. That's going to be sweet. My hype level for Strixhaven is rising, because Strixhaven for me, I was pretty mid on. Like, first time we went to Strixhaven, I was like, it's fine. I would say it's like an average Magic set for me. I wasn't like in love with it, but I also didn't hate it. It was just right in the middle. So this time I was kind of like in the same place. Like, Strixhaven, sure. But these cards look super cool. Yeah, I'm not so I don't know. I'm not even sure where these spoilers came from. So I'm not sure why we're doing mystical. I mean, I guess you do mystical archives because we did them before. Last time mystical archives were all spells though, so I'm not sure. Oh wait, these are special guests. I see. So we're getting mystical archives and special guests. There better be a mystical archive in every pack. It is funny that with standard being so big and lasting so long, we need reprints of standard uncommons. we need reprints of standard legal uncommons while they're still in standard. Well, those cards look very good. I'm actually curious where Miracle ranks in the Storm scale. Where does it rank? Miracle 8. Wow, it was a 4 and it steadily increased up to an 8. Interesting. Will we see Miracle again in the standard set 2020? I would put it in an 8. Yeah, it might be a cameo. I can see it being a cameo. Hey, what's up, Voice of Madness? How are you? Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, the commander cards are gonna be like the tutors and avatar, so they're gonna be super hard to get. I don't know if I really like that. I don't know if I like how everything in Magic has become so gambly. Like everything, like I guess it's because booster packs are Wizards bread and butter, but it seems like every product becomes more and more boostery with like this element of variance thrown in of like, oh, you probably won't get anything good, but if you get lucky, you can open a, $100 card or $1,000 card. I kind of don't like that, but all right, Steam Med staff, this hand looks pretty good. We got the Flame Raider. I get why they're doing it. I'm sure it makes sense to their bottom line, but it would be nice to have some products that are just products and not full-on gambling. Well, let's see if this Flame Raider lives. I mean, we're also very close to Mythic. Oh, spoiler website, MTG Previews. MTGpreviews.com. Except we need to change the set. All right, here is the link to... Oh, Dog's got it. Thank you, Dog. Bonus, Essence Chandler, good games in life. What are your thoughts on the new set, Seth? I like it so far. It's nice to have a Magic set and not another IP. Do you think that Turtles will be another Spider-Man? Well, we got a pretty big look at Turtles now, thanks to the leaks. Wow. When we get to untap with Flame Raider, this is kind of wild. So we get to go, wow. Turns out double ramping on a 2-drop is not horrible. So we can go green, green, red, red. And turn 3 Vibrance. Both modes. Kill the Essence Channeler, get a land. Okay, maybe Elementals are actually a real thing. Maybe Elementals are actually a deck. I mean, that's a pretty snowbally start. Do you think the ELC Elementals are going to see play in older formats like Historic Timeless? Yes. I don't know if we're going to have like an Elemental deck in those formats, but we've already seen like the Simic one, Wistfulness, is already showing up in modern decks. Vibrance, I think, has a purpose as a Sylvan Scrying that can also be removal. So I do think we'll see them. I don't know if we'll see a deck like this that's like, I'm going to be Elemental Tribal and put them all together in one deck. But I do think we'll see them as standalone cards. I think they're good enough as standalone cards. I actually have faith that Turtles is going to be better than Spider-Man. I don't think it's... I'm still not super hyped. I don't think it's going to be like this set of the year or anything. Man, we are just absolutely crushing this poor life gain deck. Yeah, how about a full price Deceit, Bounce and Thoughtseize? So you pick that up and then we Thoughtseize ya. And I guess we just take one of these Essence Channelers, get in for 4, pound it. Down to 19. The Japanese bonus cheese cards are coming back. I think they have to. You gotta, that's the cool part of Virgil Strixhaven. That is true. The higher rarity stuff looks better, but it is possible that the lower rarity stuff is a bunch of hot dog cards. Hey Seth, I want to ask if you can look at my janky control mirror form deck that wins with overlays. Hey, I would love to. Mirror form's still, I think, my favorite card from the set. Well, I think we take a setup turn here. I think we just play a roaming throne on elemental. Play Ashling. No looting. No looting. And hit you for 9. And next turn, double deceit with the roaming throne, and I think the game probably about over. Found it. Amalia. Why are they calling it sneak and not ninjutsu? So my first thought on that was the same as yours, that it's weird, just call it ninjutsu. Someone said, and I think it might be true, that the rules on ninjutsu don't really work for spells. So it had to be a separate mechanic to let them essentially let you ninjutsu spells into play. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know 100% if that's true or not, but that could be one of the reasons why is to make the rules work properly with spells. Okay, well, this is Ashling's so crazy here. So flip Ashling. We're going to make double blue, double black for free. Not going to pay to transform again. I already did it. Now we will deceit. Yes, full price. So full price deceit. We will bounce Amalia. Yes, pay the ward. Bounce a lunar conviction. Oh, this deck is so good. Opponent, what do you got? We will take the Essence Channeler. We will take the Amalia. We will smash you. We will smash you with our elementals. And pretty good, pretty good. Wouldn't you rather just update the rules text instead of a new mechanic? Yeah, I mean, that would be a possibility. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. I felt like the Spider-Man one was worse. Because in Spider-Man, we essentially got another ninjutsu mechanic, right? We got another ninjutsu mechanic, which didn't even have the excuse of being on spells. It is very much ninjutsu, right? Like web slinging. I guess you get the slight twist that it doesn't have to be an attacking creature, but still, it's very similar. So I don't know why Wizards woke up in 2025 and like, we're gonna make a million ninjutsu mechanics, but I don't know. Ninjutsu is a cool mechanic. It is a cool mechanic. Got back from my CDH tournament. Ended up placing 76 out of 183. Hey, top half. With wrong Sai. Was almost able to win on turn, win through 2 Wandering Archaics, which was the highlight of my weekend. Ooh, did you have fun, Patrick? That's the most important thing. Also wanted to ask, I'm 15. I'm from Germany. There's an RCQ in my city, and my dad, who has been watching your channel and playing Magic since 1999, said I can go and participate. Hey, that's awesome. I'm not sure what deck to pick. I have Mono Red, Temur Battlecrier, Artifacts, Landfall. Is it Lessons? When is your RCQ? Is it before or after? Is it before or after this weekend? Because this weekend, what do we want against Life Gain? I guess the Pyroclasms, Seers. Is it before or after this weekend? Because I think if it's in like 2 or 3 weeks, I might try to wait and see what the Pro Tour looks like before making a decision, because I think that's really going to set the meta going forward, is what happens this coming weekend at the Pro Tour. In the dark, though, without knowing the Pro Tour results, so I guess question number 2, Einfach, is the goal to win or to have fun? Like, are you going there to try to queue? Like, because I think that Temur Battlecrier would be the deck I would just have the most fun playing at a tournament, because I think the deck's cool. But I also think in the current meta, it's probably one of the lesser choices for winning. If I was just going to try to win the tournament, I'd probably play Lessons even out of that list, even though they're on the downswing, or possibly Mono Red. Those would be the 2. If I'm just trying to like queue for something, those would be the 2 I'd look at. I don't think I'd play Artifacts in best of 3. Landfall's good, but I think people are figuring out how to play against it, so I think it's getting worse. And then Battle Crier, I think, is super fun, but I haven't seen it put up results in a while. Opponent, Amelia. Can you put a backpack into an industrial washing machine at a laundromat? I mean, isn't the answer obviously yes, Mega Magic Carp? You can put a lot of things into an industrial washer at a laundromat. I'm pretty sure the backpack fits. I don't know how it'll come out the other side, but technically, the answer is yes, you can. Should you? I've never tried. It might depend on the backpack. Has anyone ever had any luck washing playmats? Is that a thing that works? Well, let's play this Ashling. I think we just pitch the command for now. Ooh, all right, draw Pyroclasm. Sure. I had a blast. Met a lot of people. Made a lot of new friends. CDH definitely brings out the gathering magic. I mean, that is one of the upsides. That is one of the upsides of Commander, I think. It is just so good at bringing people together. Opponent getting in with Amelia. We're going to take it down to 16. Well, another bounce off is not the worst. So I think we flip this. I think we're just going to take our beats again. I think we just flip. I think we just get down Roaming Throne. Hope we don't die. Hope we don't die and we get to do big things in the future. Pass the turn. About it. Untaps. Ooh, Dishwasher the playmat. That's actually... I like the way you think. That sounds way easier than doing it by hand. My goal is I want to try and have fun, and I want to find out how to play. I also thought about bringing Random Encounter. If Random Encounter is an option, I mean, that is a very rogue deck too. But Random Encounter that's one of my personal favorites. Which of those decks do you enjoy playing the most, Einfach? Like, do you have a personal favorite that you're just like, I love playing this deck? Because I would also take that into consideration. Well, we're going to get some triggers. We're going to go black, black, blue, blue. I think we just decline. Yeah, we're just going to decline. And then what we can do is play the Eclipse Realm on Elemental. We can Deceit. Double trigger it. Bounce the... Oh, man. Double Deceit's so good. Bounce the Amelia. Bounce the Curse. Pay the Ward. And this might be a game-winning line here. Amelia down. Take a peek at the hand. Opponent. A million Day of Judgments. Do we let them wrath our board? Huh. This is actually interesting now. So we can take the 2 wraths, but then they get to rebuild. Actually, we're going to take the 2 wraths. I think we can beat it. Because then we can also Pyroclasm. Clear out the dorks. Smack ya. Alright. Can we beat an Amelia? Labrador 64 for the 20th. This deck is kind of brutal. For the 27th month. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for me. Thank you. How is Couch Cat doing? Couch Cat's doing well, although she's been stirring up a little drama lately. Usually Bear sleeps kind of on the foot of my bed. But lately, Cease has been getting up on the bed, and Bear, he's too nice. He's this massive dog, but he's just way too nice. So he just like stands there and looks sad and like, you're in my spot, will you please move? And Cease isn't having any of it. Cease doesn't care. Like she's a cat. She does not care what Bear thinks. So yeah, she's been stirring up a little drama with Bear lately. But other than that, Cease is doing fine. She's doing well. Yeah, cats kind of be like that. Dogs are, yeah, I mean, that is actually probably true, because that's probably what I do. If C took my spot, I'd probably just sleep on the floor and look up sadly like, what are you doing, cat? Well, I mean, we're gonna, man. Wait, is this deck busted? Maybe this deck's busted. I'm starting to think that maybe this deck's actually kind of busted. Blue, blue, green, green. We will not pay again. Wistfulness. Full price. Might as well. Blow up your case of Mutant Peace. Draw 2. Discard a card. Draw 2 more. Discard another card. Play the land on Elemental. And do we even need, we don't even need to blow anything up, right? We just attack. We don't even got to bounce. Get in there with the Elementals. And that was a, it does feel like cheating. That was a dominating performance. Wait. Elementals might actually be a, we got 4 flocks in the deck. We just haven't drawn them. And we are 1 win away from Mythic. Have we evoked? We haven't needed to. So I think that's the beauty of the deck is we have evoked some, but we haven't needed too much because we've had Ashlings and Flame Breeders every game. And if you have one of the 2 drops that makes double mana, you can just hardcast them. You can just hardcast them. Does it beat Cub though? I mean, we might find out. Maybe we'll find out. We got Pyroclasms in the sideboard. One thing I was surprised about Lorwyn Eclipse is the lack of Temur fairies. So I think what happened with fairies is actually kind of what I expected to happen, I think, which is rather than being their own standalone deck, the good fairies just kind of get absorbed into Temur mid-range. So far, and we'll see if this changes, I was going to say after rotation, but after rotation's a year from now, so I don't know when this will actually change. After the ban list update, let's say. So maybe it'll change in the future, but I think right now, people have decided it's not worth dropping your preachers and your flood pit drowners and your bats and so forth to be pure fairies. Instead, play Temur mid-range, but throw in Bitterbloom Bears and Flitterwing Nuisances. Like, the best of the fairies are kind of just absorbed into the Temur deck. I have played against people that are straight up playing fairies. I feel like when I do, it's mostly worse than Temur, but why does Arena not have a spectator reply? You, Mr. Jules, had those features at launch. Because Wizards is a small indie company. Honestly, it was worse than this Voice of Madness. When they launched Arena, when it officially launched in 2019, they said they were a top 5 esport. They were doing all these massive Arena tournaments and pouring tons of money into prizes. They were doing all this weird advertising where they were like embedding their streams so it looked like they were getting hundreds of thousands of views. They were doing all this like weird stuff, but they never built a spectator mode. So they had to do these super janky, like, rig it up stuff to make the streams work. Yeah, I don't know. They seem to skip over some of the basics, I think. Although honestly, a lot of games don't even have a digital client. Like, how many of you play Riftbound? Like, so many people have been talking to me about Riftbound lately. Ooh, Control? Well, we got a Cavern. It is Control. Well, let's play Cavern on Elemental, and let's get down this Ashling, see if it lives. We will loot away, I think, Sunderflock. Control's probably not going to have many creatures. Y'all remember when Wizards abandoned Magic Legends? Ooh, or Duels of the Planeswalkers? Or, wait, what was the other one? What's the one that never even got out of beta? Someone mentioned it the other day. Was that Legends? What was the one that was like a MOBA reskin, I think? And it was really bad? I can't remember. But Wizards is not... they have had not much luck. Not much luck at all trying to... You know what would be a cool synergy? Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I wonder if we could play Planet Lands and like evoke an elemental... tap it, bounce it back to our hand. Actually, I guess we don't get that much out of doing that. What do we do with this Vibrance? Are we just getting a land? I guess. Sure. Vibrance. Find I actually think we want Quarry Mountain Monastery. Let's take the Monastery. Drawing cards might be relevant against this deck. Oh, Planet Sorcery Speed, you're right. Yeah, I don't think it'd be worth it anyway. We're spending a card for nothing. Rip Counter's really losing my interest due to lack of product. I don't care to buy singles of the game. I just want to try. I feel like most new games went through. I remember a couple years ago when they launched Lorcana, and it was all, oh my god, no one can get Lorcana cards. And now I don't hear much about Lorcana. I feel like Lorcana has already started to fade. One Piece was the same way a couple years ago. One Piece still kind of going, though. Can I check out the sideboard for the Voja deck? I would love to. Duels with Planeswalkers got me into the game on Xbox 360. I played a little bit. I never played it much because when my digital magic jumped right into. Do we just? Yeah, we're just gonna play it. If they counter it, that's fine. It's gonna get countered eventually because we don't have any other targets. Sure. I played a little bit, but I jumped right into Magic Online, so I didn't play that much Duels of the Planeswalkers. Oh yeah, I'm an old-time spreadsheet Magic player. I've been playing spreadsheet Magic for almost as long as I've been playing Magic. I'd love to get down this Roaming Throne, but I don't think it's gonna work. So let's just Vibrance, both modes, uncounterably. Three, yeah. And I guess we can get a Cavern and name Golem. That might actually be worth it to get down this Roaming Throne. I'll burn you to 17. The challenge with this matchup is they're going to get to Jeskai Revelation. And Jeskai Revelation is kind of an insane card. Can we kill them somehow before they get to Jeskai Revelation? Found it. Gonna do some stocking up. We need the reprint. What's my favorite Panharmonicon? Hey, what's up, Thurgris? Good to see you again. I mean, spreadsheet Magic Online. It's just a joke about how Magic Online looks. Because it just looks very... It doesn't have all the graphics and so forth as Magic Arena. It looks a little spreadsheety, but it's very good at what it does. Oh, I used to play Cockatrice. The problem I had with Cockatrice... So I was like... When I first started playing Magic seriously, I was such a Magic addict that I'd play Magic Online constantly, like hours and hours every day. Like, and this was before I was doing content or anything. This was just because I like doing it. But I got super hooked on Magic Online. But then Magic Online, they would have downtime. They'd have downtime each week on Wednesdays for like 3 hours. Sometimes it would run long. And me being a Magic fiend who couldn't go 3 hours without playing Magic, I would play Cockatrice on Wednesdays during downtime. Oh, yeah, we were going to name Golem with that, weren't we? I got distracted by my story. Yes, that is my fault. Although the good news is it actually isn't going to matter because they have no blue mana up. So we actually get to resolve. This actually might have been not a pun. That might have actually not been a pun because now we have our Cavernon Elemental. And we get to resolve Roaming Throne, so this might actually be a win. Because they can't counter it anyway. We have a Detect Intrusion we can use to try to protect it. Name Elemental. Pass the turn. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but as a viewer, Moto is infinitely more readable than Arena. That is not that unpopular of an opinion. I think it really came down to, I think it was a punt because I didn't pay attention and realized they had no blue mana up. So when I did it, it was a punt, but we're going to go unpunished for that punt. Ooh, Ashling, eh? I like an Ashling. Yeah, let's do a little Ashling-ing. 1 and 2. Let's uncounterable Ashling. Double trigger it. I think what it comes down to, as far as the Moto versus Arena thing, I think it really depends on when you started playing. Like if ooh, I wish we had one more mana. If you're someone who started playing, during the Arena era, then most of those people I found think that Magic Online is just unwatchable and readable. Like, I can't even do it. If you play Magic Online, I won't even watch. But if you've been playing Magic from before Arena was a thing, a lot of those people actually prefer Magic Online. Like, even for content, they prefer, like, you can see things better. Like, it's just, if you don't care about the graphics and the flashiness in the video game, it is just, like, functionally more like paper Magic, I guess. I mean, they do need Wrath plus counter. We have Detect Intrusion. We can use it to pick up the Vibrance, at least, or the Roaming Throne. Opponent, Day of Judgment. I mean, we're going to go for it. So we are going to Detect Intrusion in Web. Pick up the Vibrance. All right, opponent. Shows that no more lies. But if they pay blue, they go to 3, and then we kill them with Vibrance. Come on, tap that starting town for... Tap it for blue. Tap it for blue. No more lies. Oh, we got him. We got him. We got him. Punished by the mana. Punished by the mana. Oh, we got him. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Oh, the downside of starting town. Oh. Oh. Built this historic upheaval deck. Could you take a look? I'd love knowing your opinion. I mean, oh, I forgot to look at the Voja Elf sideboard too. I love upheaval decks. Let's say, ooh, Badger Mole. Badger Mole is, yeah, I mean, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, just make a bunch of mana and play upheaval. Badger Mole Cub is the best way to do it. You get card draw. You even get a backup plan of a Bororoid. I don't know. I haven't played a Bororoid in Historic, but I imagine it's good. Expiration's good. Yeah. The only card I would say is, as cool as it was to do the upheaval memory jar thing, I don't know if that works without being able to replay all of your lands. So without Fast Bond, you might make yourself discard your board too often. So that would be the one card I'm a little bit like, I don't know if that's actually going to be worth it, but yeah, that looks good, Joe. Looks very good. And then Voja Elves. Let's see the sideboard here. Voja Elf sideboard. So Ghost Vacuum Helping Hand, pick your poison, Snakeskin Veil, Get Lost, Reese, Rest in Peace, Rexage. What is the idea of Sentinels? Oh, to exile the graveyard. Wiltleaf Leash for discard. I mean, that seems reasonable. I would look towards, I mean, I think actually this is not a bad sideboard. It's got most of the bases covered. Some of the individual choices, like, I don't know about the Sentinel. Maybe I haven't tried the Sentinels. Maybe the Tormod Script on a 3-drop is actually great. It is an elf, which is a vote in its favor. Actually, I don't know if I change a whole lot. I might play a little more Graveyard Hate, like throw in a Soul Guide Lantern or two. And I got the Rest in Pieces, though. Yeah, I don't know if I'd actually change much anything. That seems like a relatively well-built sideboard to me. You could look into Dawn's Truce. Could look into Dawn's Truce over the targeted protection, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, if you have Rhythm to tutor it up, it's probably a pretty good answer. Oh, this hand's too expensive. Pretty good answer to, like, Superior Spider-Man. All right, this is doable. The Vibrances can get us lands. Detect Intrusion's good. Yes, it's fine. How is Gab doing? As a regular Yellowhead watcher, these deck reviews are so nice. I haven't been in Gab's stream for a minute. One of my favorite streamers, though. I love Nasiv. What are we putting to the bottom? Command, I guess. Command seems good against control. That, well, does it? You know, let's put Command to the bottom. That's fine. Keep the lands, keep the Vibrances. Enjoyed the Caw-Blade vs. VV Cauldron video, but definitely felt like watching a one-on-one game between LeBron and Jordan to determine the GOAT. But it's today and Jordan is 60. So it was that boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, basically. I will say, like, So yes, that matchup ended up being very lopsided. Hopefully they're not all going to be that way. Hopefully they're not all. I will say that next week's match is actually very exciting. Like, I think just as far as how the game's played, I feel like next week's match is just like more interesting gameplay than this week's match ended up being, because Callblade just did not really have a chance. I think that yeah, let's just play this tapped. So yeah, Callblade didn't really have a chance. The good news is, because it's a tournament in a bracket, we'll see hopefully it'll get less lopsided as we go along, because the decks that can't keep up, in theory, will get taken out early, and then it'll all be like the decks that have been winning as we get further into it. Gonna take a while to get there, but hey, what's up, Luca? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Hey, Seth, have you seen or tried Fecund Green Shell Sapling Nursery? I know that may have been something I've been messing around with a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the first round's going to take us more than half a year. Yeah, I think we just Eclipse Realm. Kind of feels like a waste to evoke this, but getting a Cavern seems pretty good against control. Arena. Oh, wait, I have to do it? Alright, Vibrance. Snag us a Cavern. Any plans to build Upheaval for a channel video? Well, it might be about time. It might be about time for another Upheaval video. We've definitely played Upheaval a bunch of times in the past, but it's been a while. So, I mean, I love Upheavaling, so... Wait, what did I spoil? I said it was a good match, a close match. Or better gameplay, something like that. Hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler. I mean, the match sucks. It was horrible. Can you take a look at this, Jake? What would you change, and what would you think about the idea in general? Ooh, mirror form control, eh? Opponent. Yes, I'll pull it up in a minute. Opponent, passing. Well, there's an Ashling. I think we just Vibrance, though. Yeah, I mean, having Cavern is so huge in this matchup. You know, we can kind of just do this and not worry about getting countered, so let's Vibrance. I mean, I guess I could counter one of the triggers, but 3-year phase, get a land. Alright, opponent's gonna Tidebinder. Which one do they counter? I assume the land is the better one to counter. Yeah, opponent counters the land trigger, sure. I mean, we still get a 4/4, so that's kind of fine. Mirror form control. I actually think something along these lines has a chance to be very good. So, yeah, I mean, this looks pretty solid. The Deduce is good. It leaves behind a clue. Overlords are good finishers. Yeah, that was basically... I think there's a few ways to build Mirror Form, but I think a Mirror Form control deck... That was kind of my thinking, is like just play a bunch of removal that's enchantment-based and artifact-based. I didn't think about the Dragonback Assault, because I was just... When I put it together, I didn't go into green, but Dragonback Assault seems great there, too. It's a way to make a ton of tokens. But yeah, I think the concept is good. I actually think there could be a deck like this that was like a real competitive standard deck. I think Mirror Form is that strong. And I feel like it's actually not that hard. Not that hard to actually build around. Well, let's Breeding Pool. So they could Jeskai Revelation. We do need to be aware of that. Let's Breeding Pool tapped. Ashling. Uncounterably. Hey, what's up, Mano VHS? Wait. I loved your Mirror Form deck so much, I put it in my cube. Hey, awesome. Mirror Form, I think, would be a cool cube card. As long as your cube has enough, like, permanence to like, sort of support it. And I don't even... Any cube would, right? Like, I don't even think you gotta do much to make that happen. I think that, It's perfect. A perfect cube card. Have the Strixhaven spoilers been... Yes, where did the Strixhaven spoilers come from? But yeah, we were talking about them earlier. I don't know why they're spoiling it already. I actually think both of the cards are really sweet. I think the card draw spell I think is way more busted than people realize. I just see 14 mana, 12 mana, whatever it is, win the game. Which I guess means Doppelgang. Like, Doppelgang is kind of similar, but this is like directly wins the game. Ah, yeah, we gotta let it go. Kind of tempting to pick it back up, but I think we have to defend against Jeskai Revelation. Like, that's the thing that really gets us. Oh, a Toy Fair in Nuremberg. Huh. Interesting. Against the odds idea, Zoo Ifit Athio Harmonist with Twilight Diviner. The tokens you get to keeps its ability. Ooh. That is... I didn't even realize it worked that way. That is spicy. Are we killing it, opponent? Opponent's thinking about it. A Lightning Helix A. Ah, alright, sure. Do we play the Deceit? Deceit Thoughtseize mode sounds good. I think we just wait and try to Ashling's Command 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just play Eclipse Realm on Elemental. I think we're just going to wait in Ashling's Command to draw some cards. The problem is if we play Deceit and then they Tidebind it and then untap in Jeskai Revelation, we probably just lose. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, we can't really stop that. Opponent is drawing so many cards. Oh, we also got the Marvel packaging. How do you feel about Goblins in Standard? I mean, we played Goblins for budget Magic, and it felt really good. I've seen some people playing it on the ladder, and I think like some 5-0s with it. So I think they have potential. I think the biggest challenge I see with Goblins right now is the same hate that's good against Badger Mole Cub. It tends to be good against Goblins. So you might accidentally pick up on some hate that is unintentional. But there's a lot of good Goblins. They got a fast clock. The Blight mechanic is interesting. So I think Goblins have some potential in Standard. Have some potential at least. Washitong Librarian. Okay. I mean, this is kind of fine. So opponent's going to draw 3. We're going to draw 2, make 2 treasures. Ooh, 2 lands. All right, well, we get to untap. We're definitely going to Deceit. Ooh, Vibrance. So 1, 2, 3. So let's Deceit. Both modes. Bounce the Washitong. A bunch of card draw and a bunch of Day of Judgment. So we'll take the Owl. Spire Bluff Canal. Yeah. I mean, opponent's hand's not that good. They don't have a Jeskai Revelation. They are going to have Uncounterable, which is awkward, but what do you think of the Marvel Commander themes? I honestly feel like I'm curious. I feel like they're going hard on Marvel superheroes. Like, after seeing the product lineup for Marvel superheroes, is there a world where we counter this? Is that an insane thing to do? I mean, it's probably an insane thing to do, but I think we do it. I think we actually... Ugh. This is probably wrong, but we're going to do it. I don't want them drawing into the Jeskai Revelation. I think it's worth it. It's close, but I think it's worth it. Here are the superheroes. Here's the superheroes commander decks. So some sort of Doom deck, Fantastic Four deck, Black Panther deck, Avengers deck. It seems like they are going hard in this set. You remember when they said they were going to have a set bigger than Final Fantasy, their CEO? They gotta be talking about this set. It's gotta be. I would be shocked if that was not the set they were talking about. Well, that's wistfulness. Uncounterably. Draw some cards. Well, Deceit's not the worst. Untap land, and yeah, I mean, we're gonna fire up the Spire, get in there. I think we gotta be the aggro. I don't know if you missed it, but you never played Starfield Vocalist. Warp it for 2 mana, 4 for the full price, which is a Panharmonicon. You need to build a deck with Panharmonicon. It's your bread and butter. You are right. I think we built a deck around every Panharmonicon, or very close to every Panharmonicon, but I don't think we've actually built a Starfield Vocal. Ooh, all right. 2 Deceits seems fine. Hit ya. Down to 21. Pass the turn. Turtles, I am not very excited for. No, don't put Deadpool in standard. Actually, it would probably be fine in standard, actually. Deadpool would be fine in standard. Oh no, did they draw Revelation? Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just a Day of Judgment. That is perfectly fine. Well, now we get to start doing some deceiving. Found it. Passes. So, let's see. Black. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's actually, yeah, let's just see. Let's just see what our opponent's got in hand. I know, Rev is it's such a frightening card. It wins out of nowhere. No, not gonna bounce our treasure. All right, opponent. Show us that Rev. Lightning Helix, Seam Rip. I will take the Lightning Helix. I think we just do it. They don't have a Wrath in hand. Yeah. Vibrance. The elementals keep coming. We just got to try to kill them before they find it. So hit you for 3. Give the Quarry Mountain Monastery. Down to 16. No revs. No card draw. Draw some more Seam Rips. That is fine. You can draw all the Seam Rips you want. About it. Scoops. Oh my god, scoops it up at 16. And, well, we're officially mythic. Accidentally. Accidentally officially mythic. Hitting it with the elementals. And, wow. Well, I gotta say, I was expecting this deck to be a little bit more janky, but Temur Elementals might actually be kind of good. Where do we fall mythic? 92. Oh, that's the place to be. We might have broke it. We might have actually broke it with the elementals. I mean, they look expensive, but the fact that you get these 8 double rampers and you can evoke them means if you actually look at our curve, it looks so expensive, but our curve is actually something like this. It's actually, I don't know about these Springleaf Drums. The Springleaf Drums have not impressed me. I don't feel like they're super necessary. I guess the trick is cute that they essentially let you evoke for 1 mana, because you can evoke and then tap it to make mana before it sacrifices. I don't know if it's actually worth it. It's 45 and sunny here in Central Florida, but people are dressed like it's a blizzard. Yet I'm in shorts in a beanie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they get away with it down there. I was talking to Richard, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys got a little snow, eh? Oh, it's like 70 degrees here. Going out in my t-shirt." Well, yeah, I got 18 inches of snow. Can you enweb an elemental with the evoke trigger on the stack? Sure. I mean, you have to have it be tapped, so you have to tap it somehow. So yeah, I guess we could Springleaf Drum, evoke elemental, tap it to the Springleaf Drum, and then like detect intrusion it back to hand. Yeah, maybe we try another version. So that's Temur. I would say Temur I think is actually good. We might have broke it with Temur. Also a reminder that our sponsor is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can make cardkingdom.com/empty. 16 degrees in Georgia? Wait, did you get snow in Georgia? How do you deal with I remember thinking like people would be talking about, oh, we got like 4 inches of snow here down south somewhere. And I'd be like, you're shutting down your world for 4 inches of snow? That's like literally every day in the winter. Like, if we shut down here for 4 inches of snow, we would literally just hibernate for the winter and wouldn't do anything. But then I eventually realized that like our infrastructure is very much built for the snow. Like we got the plows, we got the salt. Like everyone has driven in it for years. Like, but if you don't live in a snowy state and you're living in Texas or you're living in Georgia, then you don't have the plows. You don't have the infrastructure. Any advice to newcomers when it comes to the competitive side of Magic? I mean, I think when it comes down to it, if you want to get into competitive Magic, the best thing you can do is just play as much Magic as possible. So I think that I would recommend, honestly, I love brewing, but if you want to get into competitive Magic, I would have 2 goals. One is play a lot of Magic. 2 is don't just learn your deck, learn the meta of the format you're playing, because so much of Magic is knowing what your opponent may have in hand or what your opponent could do. So I think having a knowledge of not just the deck that you're playing, but like kind of a broad knowledge of the format as a whole, and like what do you got to play around if you run into Temur? Do I need to kill a useless whatever Cecil on turn 2 because they might ninjutsu a Kaido into play? Things like that. Or am I playing around the potential of an Enduring Curiosity coming down 2 turns from now by killing this early because I need my mana next turn? That's all stuff that just comes from knowing the meta. So play a lot of Magic and focus on learning the entire meta. And then there's also like very good pro players out there that not as much as there used to be. There used to be way more like spiky articles back in the heyday of like Channel Fireball Star City Games. Like that was primarily what Magic content was when I first started doing this, was like straight up like pros writing like these in-depth articles about, certain matchups and stuff. There's still a bit of that though, and I think that's also helpful. Are you getting salts on the road? Apparently we're in upstate, have been having salt shortages and roads have been bad this year. Interesting. Where in New York are you, Chaos Factory? There has been salts. I haven't noticed it this storm, but I have seen them salting the roads earlier in the year. But I'm up. Oh, you're in Rochester? Really? So I'm not that far. I'm not that far from it. I'm only like an hour from it. Yeah, I know I've seen them salting the road earlier. Oh, woozy. Yeah, Travis had some cool brews. Although I will say Travis, last I knew, was living his best life as like an alpaca farmer on a mountain in Hawaii or something. So I think he's living his best life. I was almost jealous. I was like, that looks like just like the most ideal like perfect, if you want to just get away from the world and social media and everything, a mountain in Hawaii raising alpacas is like about as good as it gets. I don't know if Travis even plays Magic. I haven't seen Travis doing Magic stuff in years. Hey, Sarathron, I've been playing your budget Goblin decks in Arena, and it performs well. Awesome! I always love to hear about budget decks doing well. All right, so let's try another build of Elementals. So let me ask you, chat. Let me ask you. Out of these other builds, here's the other builds of Elementals. So we played Temur. I want to try another one. Here's the option. So Grixis is a little bit like Temur in that we get Ashlings, and then a little bit of a like cheaty graveyard deck where you're using the trick where you can use Caviero and pay the proper colors of mana to copy and evoke elemental in the graveyard and still get their abilities. So basically a little bit more graveyardy, but you still get the Ashling. So that's Grixis. Temur, this is like slightly scammy. You have some not dead after all, so you can do the scammy thing with the evoke elementals. You also get some moon shadows, but you also get the Cavieros. And then we have Sultai. In Sultai Elementals, this one is basically a straight up scam deck. Like, yes, there's a couple Cavalieros, but this one is very, very hard on the Not Dead After Alls, Undying Malices, the full playset of the Springleaf Drums, and you're basically trying to evoke an elemental. The last deck, we didn't really evoke elementals. We were mostly like ramping into them and hard casting them. This deck, you're pretty much always going to evoke the elementals and try to do the Not Dead After All, Undying Malice type thing. There's another new Strixhaven spoiler. World Champion NA for the 8th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, are you talking Math Magics and Lorehold? We talked about those earlier. Both those cards are so good. Yeah, let's try Sultai. I like the idea of Sultai just because it's so different than the last version. Like I said, the last version was a hardcast your elementals, ramp into them and hardcast them. This is the exact opposite, where we're going to be looking to cheat them into play almost every time. As a longtime Miracle player, I don't know how I feel about the dragon having no blue in it. Ooh, I mean, when I think of Miracles, what do I think of? The first cards that come to my mind are actually Terminus, Bonfire of the Damned. So I guess I kind of associate Miracles. Wow, opponents down at 72% mythic. I kind of associate. Oh my god, where's our lands? Ugh. All right, well, we can do a scam thing. So wait. So if let's think about this. So we can play Springleaf Drum, then we Wistfulness, tap it to Springleaf Drum. So we want to draw with Wistfulness. So like this. So Water Grave on 1, Springleaf Drum. Or I guess we could also just get rid of the emptiness. Yeah, let's... Oh, we got to put 2 to the bottom. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, let's see if we can scam them. That is true. I guess Blu-ray Control is... is the home for Miracles traditionally. I saw 3%. You saw a 3% mythic player? I heard from someone. I want to say it was Wedge back before he stopped doing content stuff, but there was someone who intentionally wanted to see how low you could go, and I believe, if I remember right, they said it's possible to get to 0. You have to intentionally lose a lot. What is this card? Oh, interesting. Marauda Neuron Hacker. 1 mana 0/2. When you drive first second card, put an Ingenuity counter on it. You can cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of Ingenuity counters without paying its mana cost. Oh, we could. Do we have to kill this? Is this thing scary? I want to just scam this element. Yeah, we're just going to scam it. Let's just scam it. So, well, let's do our thing. So, Wistfulness. Evoke it. Double blue. And then, trigger on the stack, tap it for black, Undying Malice. All right, I mean, this is turn 2. We'll see if this is enough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a little late to that party. Well, thank you, opponent. This is actually great for us. Now we can evoke our... I don't think our opponent should have done that. Now we can evoke our elementals and keep them. Oh, opponent. We might be teaching Oh, that's a whiff. Oh no, this is going so bad for our opponent. Oh, this is going for... Oh, our opponent... I see. Our opponent's trying to do it with elementals. I see. Well, I mean... We definitely need to kill this thing. Play the Verge. And I mean, I guess we're trying to win the race. Get in with the Wistfulness, hit you. Found it down to 11. They do have the Cryogen Relic, which can stun it. We just need to draw an elemental. We need to draw an elemental. Opponent. I mean, that is... I wonder if that's a good deck idea. Do you think Torpor Orb Evoke Elementals is worth it? So on one hand, you get big bodies on the cheap. On the other hand, you don't get their triggers. Opponent, untap land. No, we need to draw an elemental. Opponent. Relic draws a card. Combat gonna hit us for 5. We will take it. Elemental. Come on, deck. Okay, Deceit is an elemental. That works. So we will evoke a Deceit. It doesn't really matter because it's not going to trigger anyway. So evoke a Deceit. It's going to stick around because of the Torpor Orb. Pass the turn. Are you going to do a spoiler video for the TMNT cards? What do you think we should do for the TMNT cards? I'm actually like... Huh? Well, I mean, I guess one way to get to 72 Mythic is just aggressively scooping. I don't know. How do you want me to handle the TMNT card? So my impulse was, the set doesn't come out until March. If I'm going to do a spoiler video, I'm not going to do it now. I've noticed, even just like on the stream last time, when we talked about TMNT stuff after the pre-release leaks, there were some people who are just like, it's Lorwyn Eclipse time. I want to focus on Lorwyn Eclipse. I don't want to be thinking about turtles right now. And I think that's actually a fair take. Honestly, in some ways, I feel like that I'm like, Lorwyn just launched. I'm really excited for this set. I don't really want to move on to the next set yet. So my thinking was, if I was going to do spoilers, I was going to wait until something closer to the normal spoiler time and then do spoiler videos on them. But yeah, I'm open to suggest the psi meter. That actually might be a good way to do it. Wildebeest, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub, thank you for your subscription. Big super chat for you, thank you. Ooh, we get to try out Oko. I don't think it's for this matchup, but we could. What do we do about a Torpor? Oh, we have Torpor. We have Torpor Orb. Yeah, the trick if you have Torpor Orb. Torpor, it says, creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger, which means the sacrifice ability from Evoke doesn't actually happen. So if you have a Torpor Orb, you can just play any of these for 2 mana. You don't get their powerful enters triggers, so you're not going to kill things or bounce things or draw cards, but you do get a big body. You do. The problem is, the biggest problem I see is it makes your Sunderflux bad. And we haven't really seen many Sunderflux. But I do feel like it kind of makes the Sunderflux bad. We're going to go down a little bit on the Undying Malices. If our opponent's playing Torpor Orbs for us, then I don't think we really need as much of the scam stuff because our opponent's kind of doing it for us. We are doing some elementaling today, Brocker. Oh, here's a question I want to ask you, chat. This came up on the podcast yesterday, and I'm curious your thoughts on it. So Richard had a hot take. He had a hot take before the podcast started. Yeah, we've played some decks like that before. Like, oh man, there was like a modern deck where we played Torpor Orbs and like Hunted Horrors. So we have done stuff like that in the past. This hand kind of wants our opponent to play a Torpor Orb. All right, opponent's going to instead play an Intimidation tactic and see a handful of elementals. Actually, probably should have cut Sunderflux, shouldn't I? Because they're not going to bounce our opponent's elementals. But here's the question. Richard had this hot take about, I don't think new people are playing Magic. I think if you're starting TCGs now, you're going to play a different TCG. You're going to play Riftbound or something with a fixed mana system, basically, overplaying Magic with its Magic-y mana system. Question number 1, how many new players do you see? Like, how many of you are new players? And if you started playing somewhat recently, what do you think of the mana system? Like, I think for me, I've been playing so long that the mana system, I like it. I think it's actually a positive of Magic, but I'm also a longtime Magic addict. So of course I'm going to like Magic. I'm curious what the perspective is. I'll make a Magic. Who is this new person? Make a Magic Carp. Make a Magic Carp. I would love to hear your opinion, new player. I think that's one of Magic's biggest upsides. See, that's the thing for me. As Ooh, I tried Lorcana, but then the deck costs a lot because every card needs to be playable. So being able to play a bunch of basic lands keeps it cheaper. That's actually an interesting take that I hadn't thought of. I play all the card games. I like Magic system, but I think OP is more consistent in skill testing TCG right now. I mean, that could be true. I think Magic is not at its highest point as far as how skill testing it is right now. I would say that I think that's true. Man, do we have to evoke this and kill? I don't want to do it, but we have to. Okay. I really wanted to wait, but I think we have to blow this thing up. We don't want our opponent to have extra free mana. And if they want to play the starting town next turn, they're not going to be able to also play the Wistfulness full price, which is good. Oh, found it. All right. Cavern and Wistfulness looks like. Well, yeah. Well, we can match their Wistfulness with one of our own. I'm not new, but I only recently joined the competitive scene. I find basics fine, but dual lands are expensive. What about the, like, thank you for the answer, Pixel. So many new mechanics, very confusing even in standard. Never mind Commander, started when Foundation's released. I was wondering, so that's kind of the next part of this question, and I appreciate the answers from the newish players. The next part of the question, but obviously y'all started playing Magic over another game or along with other games, so it must not be a deal breaker for you personally. The next question that came up that I've never really thought of before that I think is interesting is, do you think Magic would succeed if it launched today? Like, is Magic just being carried? I think the mana system is, for me, one of the best parts of it. I think that's what gives the game so much depth and replayability. I think that's something that other games don't actually have, and I don't think Magic would be here today if it wasn't for the mana system. I think it probably would have died off. But the other question was like, okay, so let's say Magic wasn't around for 30 years, but instead it launched today. Like a new game, Magic the Gathering, same prices, all that kind of stuff. Do you think Magic would essentially be able to compete with all the other games and all the competition? Awkward. We're kind of dying here. We're getting out elementaled. Would it be able to compete with all the other games if it didn't have all the history? And I'm not sure the answer is yes. Have I ever played Lorcana? No. I bought a pack of Lorcana cards once. I don't know. Wow, opponent. All right, opponent got the yep. So maybe we need Torpor Orbs to shut down our opponent's elementals. Oh, okay. Maybe our opponent might have taken out the Torpor Orbs. So maybe we do want Undying Malices? Or if they took out theirs, we bring in ours to get them? Collector box cards would need to be found in play boosters like other games. I think that is one of the biggest issues with Magic as far as how they sell stuff. Like, the continued nerfing of play boosters in favor of collector boosters, I think is really bad. Because I think the average player is not going to buy a $400, $800, $300, whatever the price ends up being for the set booster box. The average player will consider buying a $100 booster box or a $120, $140 booster box. But if you do all this promotion for the super cool thing, the serialized card and all this stuff, are they going to buy a box where they don't have a chance to get any of that stuff? And I think the answer is, like, not always going to be yes. Like, I think I'm going to try this Oko. Actually, no. I think it's better to play the Cabanero. That's got to be the correct choice. Get rid of the Sunderflux. Actually, these emptinesses seem pretty bad. Let's go down 2 emptinesses. Go up a Quantum Riddle or Oko. Run it like that. It'll be very interesting to see, like, this new Strixhaven Mystical Archives. They got to do one a pack, right? In play boosters. If they announce that they're one a box or something in play boosters, I'm going to be kind of salty. Because I really, really think they should be one per pack like they used to be. As a new player, I never buy a $30 pack, but I do buy booster boxes, even if the price was a little high, like Pokemon. Yeah, I think Do you buy collector booster boxes, Jamie? Like the $400 or whatever they end up being boxes? Or do you buy play booster boxes? I mean, singles is the smartest way to build a collection. How did you like playing that way, Joe? My friend group has played with all lands in a side deck. Each draw you can choose to draw a land or a non-land. I mean, that's more or less how a bunch of modern games have tried to quote-unquote fix Magic's mana system. Do we just deceit? Yeah, I think we do. Let's evoke a deceit. Just Thoughtseize mode. See what our opponent's working with. A whole bunch of evoke elementals. Well, that's... Sounds kind of good. So their mana doesn't let them evoke a deceit or a wistfulness. You know what? This is crazy, but I think we just take the relic and try to mana screw our opponent. Oh, no dual land, please. All right, opponent plays an island. And Springleaf Drum. Well. Huh. What do we do here, chat? So now we have two options. We can evoke Wistfulness, scam it with Not Dead After All, draw 2, discard 1. But then if our opponent draws a land, they can just bounce it. But if they just bounce it, they don't get the Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think we scam. Well, yeah, we're gonna scam. We're gonna scam. So let's play the Verge. Blue and blue. I think it's scam time. Let's Wistfulness. Evoke it. Card draw mode. Trigger on this. Uh-oh. Arena. We're in full control. Arena. All right. Not dead after all. Scam it. Keep that Wistfulness. And your go, opponent. I mean, the drum doesn't do anything until they get a creature. Oh, wow. Okay, opponent does hit the creature. I mean, you can evoke now off the Springleaf Drum. Instead, our opponent passes. Huh. Well, let's play this on Elemental. I mean, this is kind of insane. Check this out. Black. This is something that feels like it shouldn't work, but it works. We are going to oh, no, wait. It's not going to work because of Cavern. Oh. All right, that's fine. It still kind of works. We don't get both modes. But the trick here is we can Cavanero and get its abilities. So we are going to Cavanero. We paid double black. We're going to copy Deceit. That's going to let us look at our opponent's hand. It's an opponent going to scoop it up. Whew. So the trick with Cavanero is essentially, and I kind of messed it up by not playing this on human to get both abilities, but if you copy and evoke elemental from your graveyard, as long as you spent the proper colors of mana on Cavanero, you still get the abilities. So essentially, we can pay black, blue, Cavanero, copy the Deceit, and we get both of its abilities, or any of the other evoke elementals. But we would have needed to name human to get the right colors of mana. That is one of the biggest. I would very much agree with that, Silty Smacker. Like, the easiest way to reduce the cost of the game for players would be to make lands essentially free by making them lower rarity cards instead of habanero. Isn't that a gummy bear or a pepper? Ooh, or maybe both. Are there gummy bear peppers? Pepper flavored gummy bears. Yeah, I think the easiest way to make the game cheaper and more accessible would be just to make lands free by making them uncommons. Players have pitched this to Wizards for years, and I believe there's actually Mark Rosewater at one point. And I don't remember the exact words. I'd have to go look it up, but I'm pretty sure Mark Rosewater basically said at one point, it makes us a lot of money. some version of, avert your eyes, Chad, avert your eyes, the messy desktop. But some version of like, we make a lot of money off of making lands rare. Wait, did we really have to restart for an 8 megabyte update? Seriously? What, they add like an image? They added like a single image. Seth, yeah, those are, the worst part of YouTube is the cringy thumbnail pics. Seriously, they're so cringy. So you can get the PNG versions. Look at that. Look at. Let's see. Yeah, looking tough. Oh, not good. Oh. Oh God. YouTube thumbnails. If I had my way, my face would never be on a YouTube thumb. But that's not how the world works. I do that pose without even. Actually, I was just looking at the stream today. We have room for like 6 more emotes, so maybe I could see if we can get them there. I do that praying hands thing without even thinking about it, and then I realize after the fact that is kind of the Crackgate guy pose, isn't it? What if we didn't do cringy pictures? I would still watch the YouTube. I know you would, Scott Lend, and I appreciate that, but it's like the meta. It's like the YouTube meta. It's like it's just like magic. It's just everything's just like magic when it comes down to it. Don't let anyone tell you that what you learn about magic does not apply to real life, because because it certainly does. But it's a meta. Hey, what's up, Stone Raid? But it's a meta in like, if the meta is to do cringy thumbnail pictures on your thumbs and you're the person not doing that, then you kind of get left behind. You're kind of playing the against the odds deck at the Pro Tour. But just know that I think they should ban the red arrow in thumbnail meta. Hey, I use the red arrow sometimes in thumbnails, but that's just because it's an easy one to find in Google. Yeah, I mean, I wish they would just publish how the algorithm worked. That would make it so much easier. Oh, Krim, me and Krim, I love Krim, and we're buddies, but we're very opposite when it comes to a lot of that stuff. Because Krim embraces that aspect of things, and Krim embraces the cringe, things I think are cringe, except for saying Clash on. I'm pretty sure in all the seasons he's been on, I'm not sure he said Clash on a single time. Try putting a realistic hair on your thumbnails so people go to swipe away. Oh, that's and then when they go to swipe away, they might accidentally click. See, I also hate clickbait. So I would never, even though I think that's a funny idea, I would never want to make a thumbnail that made someone click dishonestly. I think that's what clickbait actually is, right? Like, if the bait and switch type thing. So I think getting someone to click by that, as funny as that is, I'd never actually do in real life because it's just like, it seems wrong to me. But that is a funny idea. We need an AI Crim voice saying Clash on. That's actually that might be a good April Fool's. April Fool's episode. Maybe if Crim won't say it, we will force him to say it. Oh, he might have said it during Marvo, but he wasn't meaning Clash on the way the rest of us were. He was meaning Clash on like I'm playing Clash cards. That's the one way That's the one way we can get him to say it. Well, let's kill this Lay Weaver. Well, someone was wondering how elementals would do against the menace of Badger Mole Cub, and I think we're gonna find out. Overlord of the Battlemark, do some milling. And I think we take the Deceit. Unimpen, pass the turn. 100% win rate. 100% win rate. I destroy standard. 100% win rate over the course of 2 matches. Undefeated. Those sums, my God. Oh, people go way too far with that stuff. You look at the actual numbers, like, dude, you played like 2 matches. Like, yes, that technically you were not lying to me. That is 100% win rate. The sample size, we didn't mention the sample size in the thumbnail, but so we can Thought Seize with Deceit. Well, we're gonna play Cavern on Elemental for sure. Yeah, I think we just evoke. I don't know about the Emptiness in this deck. I feel like Emptiness is kind of weird. We don't really have much to reanimate with it. I guess it's still removal, but I don't know. Not super sold on it. What do you think about the Distraction Maker podcast clickbait titles? I think Distraction Makers usually has good titles. What was their one? They had one recently that was like, what the F is Magic doing or something, and made me click on it. It made me click. It's doing its job. For me, like, I guess I'm just old school internet. I've been on the internet for a while now. So when I think of clickbait, I think of literally like lying, like you're lying to me. I think making a making a clickable title is what you want, right? You want people to click on your video. That's kind of the whole point of making the video. So you want it to be clickable, but you don't want it to be untruthful. That's when it becomes clickbait. So I think of like the old pop-up ads. Yeah, that's what I think of. The old pop-up ads from AOL, where you click on something and it literally is not the thing that you clicked on. It's like something else. That's what I see as like bad clickbait. If you're using clickbait to just refer to, you phrased it in an appealing way that makes me want to click on it, but it's honestly like a title that says I dealt 2 trillion damage in standard or whatever. If you actually dealt 2 trillion damage in standard, that's what you should title it, because that's going to make me want to click and be like, how did you deal 2 trillion damage? If you actually dealt 100 damage and you said I dealt 2 trillion damage, then you're clickbaiting me, and I'm probably never going to watch your videos again. Maybe I crossed the line, but I sent an email 4 days ago. I hope I didn't cross the line. You'll take my suggestion into consideration. Already, I don't think I've read the email yet. I've been between the snowstorm and the weekend and getting the new series launch. I've just been behind on emails. So I will get back to you. Oh. Trader Hoof, eh? I actually wanted to do an against odds thumbnail that was like 17% win rate or whatever the actual horrible win rate was. Just because I thought it would be funny, because it would be kind of like a meta thing, making fun of all the 100% win rate thumbnails. But yes, I haven't done it yet. But maybe one of the days. I mean, I can't really complain about getting hoofed. Like, if you get hoofed, that's some good, clean, fair Magic. You had to play a bunch of creatures. You had to get to 8 mana. If you can do all that and I don't stop it, I probably deserve to die to hoof. I feel like I like Emptiness, but I want to play Emptiness in like... I thought Emptiness was really good in the Abigail deck that we had. I thought it was great there. So I think it has uses. I don't think I'm sold on it in an elemental deck like this. I feel like in an elemental deck like this, it's one of our weaker. I think it is our weakest elemental. Well, bring in the 2 sweepers. We might have to bring in the Bitter Triumphs. Does Oko do anything relevant? Not really. Is this Oko any good? What do you think about the WotC lawsuit from the shareholders? So, I should say, of course, I'm not a lawyer by any stretch. But my guess is it's all just noise. Like, one thing I've learned about America is it's really easy to sue people. Like, the way our system is set up, I could probably sue any one of you today if I wanted. Like, people just sue each other. Like, it's like, it doesn't, all you have to do is like fill out a paperwork and send it to the court. Like, I think it's basically as simple as that. I mean, Oko saw a lot of play at the tournaments over the weekend. I'm still not sure, like, it is one of the cards that's having the most impact. I'm still, when I read it, I'm like, is this card that good? I haven't played with it much, though. We got to sideboard some cards out. Emptiness actually might be fine this matchup. Sunderflock seems necessary. Maybe that, and that. Let's try it like that. I'm going to sue you. I don't think I've definitely never sued anyone, or been sued, which is nice. Can I sue Oko? Yeah, I wish I could sue Vivi. Vivi deserves to get sued. But all this to really say, I don't think that the lawsuit is likely to really do anything. Like, I didn't read all 78 pages. I read the summaries in parts of it. So I haven't read all 78 pages of it. But from what I can tell with my limited knowledge of this stuff, it just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that'll work. I also wonder, like, does it even make sense to sue a 10, 12 billion dollar company? Like, is there any point? I feel like if you're just a normal person and you try to sue a $10 billion company, aren't you just going to get, like, ground into the dirt by their legal team until they run you out of money? Hell, there's a badger mole cub. Hooray! Hey, bound it. Gonna earthbend. At least they got these nice old border temple gardens. I'll give them that. Bound it passes. Well, we need to play this on blue, and I mean, we can do a little scamming. I don't know if this actually stops badger mole. We need to hit the sweeper. We need to hit a Day of Black Sun, and we have like 2 turns maybe. Well, Wistfulness. Undying Malice of Wistfulness. I mean, we're going to get a big body. We get a big body. We have to draw 2, we have to discard. Ooh, just more Wistfulnesses. All right. Well, discard the land. Pass the turn. So it was 2 shareholders. Not sure if they're Magic players or just random investors, but they're essentially suing Hasbro's leadership, their CEO, Chris Cox, because their argument, and it's kind of funny, the arguments they make are actually things that a lot of Magic players have said. There's stuff that I've said, but essentially, oh boy. Well, the double Badger Mole Cub draw. This is a thing that exists in Standard. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess this is free. So play Springleaf. I mean, we're hoping for something that doesn't exist. So we evoke this. And we need to hit a removal spell to kill a Boroid, and we get to live, and we also need to hit a Wrath for the next turn. Oh, Emptiness constantly disappoints me. Not enough to kill the Boroid. Yep. Well, I think that's our first loss. So basically, from what I understand of the lawsuit argument, and some of this is actually very interesting from a Magic perspective, but from what I understand, their arguments in their 78-page document, the TLDR version is, they say that Hasbro was essentially defrauding investors, defrauding stockholders, because they were basically, Hasbro was struggling, and then when Hasbro would struggle, they would parachute in Magic sets, I think was the term they used, to essentially prop up the bottom line. They use master sets as an example. I wonder if this is actually true. This is just what they claim in a lawsuit. And you can claim whatever you want in a lawsuit, and then the courts will figure it out. But their claim is, essentially, Hasbro does badly, and they're like, well, we better whip up a master set real quick because we need some money. And they essentially lied to the shareholders by making it seem like Hasbro was doing better than they actually were, when really Hasbro was doing horribly, and they would just like print more Magic sets to make it look like their bottom line was doing okay. Which I think all of that is actually kind of true. I don't know about the parachute thing, but I think they do print, like, they're obviously printing more Magic sets to make more money. Isn't that just business though? Like, I was thinking about, like, if I was Mr. Chris Cox, other than being the CEO of Hasbro, I would be like, of course, like, yes, I have this failing toy business. I need to make money. Why don't I print more Magic cards? Because Magic players will give me lots of money. Like, is that actually a criminal thing? That actually just seems like that actually just kind of seems like business. Unless I guess that's what it's depending on, is the fact that they lied to shareholders. And I guess I'm not informed enough at the legal aspects of it, is saying that Hasbro's bottom line is this, when actually a lot of that money comes from Wizards, which is owned by Hasbro, because you print an extra Magic set. Is that lying to shareholders? I don't know. The funniest part was definitely just the confirmation of what happened with 30th Anniversary Edition. I don't know if you remember. How many of you remember the joy of 30th Anniversary Edition? Oh, that was a great a great and horrible time in Magic. This is what, 3 years ago now, the 30th anniversary of Magic. Wizards, we're gonna do 30. I remember watching the stream where we announced this, and it was it was the funniest thing. They're doing this announcement stream, and they're like, hey, it's the 30th anniversary. We're gonna do something really cool. We're gonna do this gold border reprint of Alpha. You're gonna have all the Power 9, the most powerful cards in the game. It's gonna be so cool. And people were like getting more and more hyped and more hyped. And then they were like, and we're going to sell it for $250 a pack, $1,000 for four booster packs. And the mood in the Twitch stream, just like, it went from people being like, okay, this is going to be cool, this is actually super sweet, to just like, oh my God, this is the worst product ever made. So they announced it was going to be $1,000. Gonna be $1,000 for I don't think I was streaming live. I think I did do a video about it after the fact, like later that day, but I was just watching the WotC stream. I wasn't streaming during the WotC stream. But yeah, so it was so funny. They announced it. They had to run out like Kibler and Olivia to do this like very awkward video to try to promote it while everyone was so upset. But anyway, the end of this story, it finally gets to be the day where they're going to put 30th anniversary edition on sale. The whole community had kind of united around this being the worst product they ever made. People are just angry about this product. No one's going to buy it. They put it up for sale on the Secret Lair website. Yeah, me too. Like, just the audacity of $250 a pack. Like, I thought they might make it expensive at like $30 a pack. Maybe if they really wanted to push it, maybe $50 a pack. So you do a $150 draft at a Magic Con or something. I would have never guessed $1,000 for 4 packs like that, for not even tournament legal cards. They priced it like they're reprinting actual real Black Lotuses, not gold border Black Lotuses. But anyway, the day of the sale comes. They put it up for sale. Everyone's all pissed off. They leave it up for 33 minutes before they take it down. And then they post this tweet that's like, we no longer are selling the product. Like, they tried to word it in a way that kind of made it sound like it sell out. I actually found the tweet again. It was so good. But they made it sound like it sell out, but the way they worded it, it didn't actually sell out. In the tweet, there's just like 400 responses, and like 300, some of them are literally just Magic players posting a card image of the card greed. You just scroll through that tweet and it's just like greed. But anyway, they pull the sale after 33 minutes, try to make it sound like it sold out. And then we find out after the fact in this lawsuit that they actually pulled the sale because of the pushback from the community and the fact that no one was buying it. And then they just dumped the rest of it into a landfill in Texas. So they dumped all these $250 booster packs. Just no one would buy them. Everyone's pissed off, and they're just like, screw it. We're just gonna throw them in a dumpster. We're just gonna throw them out. Oh God. If you want misleading language, most of it's not about investment stuff, but there's certainly plenty of, like, from my perspective, kind of like manipulative, gaslighty. Like, no, stock holder is going to care about this, but Standard is flourishing. That was a classic from last year. I think I can make a pretty strong argument that was not 100% truthful, maybe a misleading statement. Anyway, Seth, if you had used Emptiness on a Boroid, it would have... Oh, I'm dumb. You are actually super correct, Breen Shannon. Well, maybe we'll get another chance because it seems like another Badger Mole Cub deck. You are right though. That was actually a bad play. That was a punt. I will accept a punt for that. Yeah, it would have made a 0-1. So then it adds counters equal to its power. So it adds 0. Actually, wait. If it's negative power, do we get negative counters? Do we have any judges in the chat? Does that work? If it's negative power, does it put -1/-1 counters on things? I don't think. I mean, negative power does exist in Magic. I don't think it would work that way. That'd be sweet though. Do you see the spoilers for opponent and their friggin' Aboroids? Do you think a Boroid? Where's a Boroid on the problem scale in Standard? Like, I tend to look towards Badger Mole Cub as being the problem because you just get a Boroid down so quickly. But like, even let's say they get rid of Badger Mole Cub, you can still go like turn 1 Llanowar, turn 2 Leyline Weaver, turn 3 a Boroid. Yeah. I mean, I think it'd still be a playable card without Badger Mole Cub. It might be a fairer one. Well, all right. I mean, all we can really do here is hurt ourselves a bunch. Oh, Flibblefib. Starting Town loses its art once you zoom in. So we invoke a Wistfulness. I guess we're back to the same needing to find answers stage of this game. Not that after all on the Wistfulness. We're kind of like super dead here though. I guess we can float a mana before it dies. 2 lands. Not great. Well, okay, so Wistfulness dies. It comes back. There is still an Aboroid. I gotta say, I feel like the scam version, at least in our experience, is worse than the ramp into your elementals version. Oh dear. Well, and we're dead. You know what the actual problem is, chat? I haven't said this in a while. London Mulligan rule. It all goes back to the London Mulligan rule. If it wasn't for the London Mulligan rule, it's been a while since I've got to complain about London Mulligans. But honestly, when you really think about it, all right, we're gonna do a little trimming. Bring in things that can kill our opponent's board. Why do we never draw Sunderflag? Yeah, I hate London. I've never been there, but I hate it. Scam version way better as Esper. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if Wizards, like, I think we got to remember this year, Personify is super cool. Favorite uncommon. I've been working on a Voracious Tome Skimmer deck, and I found that card to be really cool. What else is on? Oh, I really like Curse Crafter. I think that one's on the list. Chomping Changeling, gonna be a good card, but I don't know if it's my favorite. Ostrich Changeling's kind of cute. A little bit too expensive to be good though. I think Kindle the Inner Flame is cool. I haven't found a deck for it really in Standard. Yeah, that's the Changeling Clone is also. I think the Changeling Clone is better than people think. Like having Convoke. Actually, I'm actually kind of surprised they don't play this in the Simic Aboroid deck or like consider it. I know 5 mana up front, but if you can tap your stuff to Convoke it. Yeah, let's run it like that. Yo, Seth. Any opinions on the Hobbit set releasing this year, and any big theories of what you would like to see? So, what I'd like to see in the Hobbit set, honestly, I would be fine with. So I don't know the Hobbit. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. Man, this hand sucks, but it has Day of the Black Sun, so I guess we keep it just because of that. I hope we draw an Evoke Elemental. So I've never watched The Hobbit. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. I don't even like Lord of the Rings, honestly. But I would be very happy if they just essentially ran back Lord of the Rings. If it looks like Lord of the Rings, and it's just like fantasy stuff, and you got some hobbits, and you got some bad guys, like, that's actually kind of a good draw. That's all I think it really takes for me to be down with that set. Like, I feel like Lord of the Rings is just a naturally good setting for a Magic set. So I actually think it should be hard for Wizards to mess this up. All you gotta do is do like an expansion on the last Lord of the Rings. That's all we really need. Just like more cards that are like that. And I think people will like the set. Yeah, let's get rid of the Rutstein, I think. Get rid of the Rutstein. Not dead after all. Is scamming these elementals even good? Like, was this even a good play? So we spent 3 mana in 2 cards to draw 2, discard 1, and get a 7/6 on turn 2. I mean, I guess it's a big body. It is a big body. Here comes the Badger Mole. Have I seen the Pizza Basics? I have. Oh, it's Thunderflack's time to shine. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ho, 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 ho. Yes. Is that Botanical Sanctum an elemental? I think it is not. Opponent. Oh, that's what we've been missing is the Thunderflock. Making them pick up the Earthbent lands is so good. All right. Now this deck feels... This is an insane start. Like, turn 2 Wistfulness is a 7/6 into Thunderflock. That is... Oh, we can keep rubbing it in. We can keep rubbing it in. Oh, it says non-land. Oh, why did they word grief in a way that it can't bounce... the Earthbend lands. Wizards. All right. In that case, we'll have to do it this way. Yes, let's just blow up your Botanical Sanctum and your Badger Molcub. Day of the Black Sun. Smack ya. And, well, I guess it's possible for us to beat Badger Molcub with the right draw. Yeah, so I think you need to scam, and then you need to also have the Thunderflock. About it. Scoops it up. The thing is, this has to be... So I think it's got to be wrong to only play 3 Thunderflocks then, right? Like, that's got to be incorrect. Because it seems like, unlike Modern, where when you were scamming the Evoke Elementals for Modern Horizons 2 on turn 1, a lot of times it felt unbeatable. These don't feel unbeatable. They feel fine, but they don't feel unbeatable to me. So I think you really want to do the scam Evoke Elemental into Thunderflock. So I think we need the 4th Thunderflock, and maybe we go down some of the emptinesses. Or maybe, like, or maybe this is all wrong. Maybe what we need to be doing is this on top of what we were doing before with Ashling, so we can hardcast our elementals. Maybe if you mash it all together. Hey, Seth, do you think that we'll see the Return of the Ring Tempts You, or a mass mechanics in The Hobbit? So... what is The Hobbit about? The Hobbit is a prequel to Lord of the Rings, right? Like, is the ring a big part? Like, I don't know the story. Does that stuff make sense from a story? I guess, is the ring a big part of The Hobbit? Attacking Smog, getting the gold. So the ring is still, okay. So the ring's still part of it. Then I think the ring tempts you could be possible. I wonder what they do about the ring itself. Yeah, you're the worst person to ask about Lord of the... I'm the worst person to ask about Lord of the Rings stuff for sure. And most other pop culture stuff. Huh. Yeah, I mean, we've seen... Yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle this. I don't know how they're going to handle it. The first one was a modern set, but I think a mass has been in standard before. What do they do about the ring? There's no way they can just... the Springleaf Drum lets us do the scam thing on turn 2, essentially. Because we can play Springleaf Drum on turn 1, and then turn 2 we can evoke Elemental, and then tap it for mana with the trigger on the stack, and then cast the Not Dead After All. This hand I think we try to keep and do Cavero stuff. So you think there will not be a ring that's in standard? Like, maybe the set's not about the ring. Maybe the ring's not a big part of this set. And then I think if the ring's not a big part of the set, then the ring tempts you is less likely to be one of the big mechanics in the set. Hamba was not a prequel. It was the original story that then led to Lord of the Rings. I see. Well, Lay Weaver, I think, is worth killing. Gotta keep our opponent off ramping into a Boroid. Get rid of that spider. Pass the turn. And next turn we can scam the Wistfulness. About it. Ooh, Gene Pal. Is that it? Is that it? Missing the land drop? Yes. Okay. So we can play actually, we should play this. Let's play Overgrown Tomb untapped. 1 and 2. Wistfulness. Evoke it. Double blue. Put some triggers on the stack. Not dead after all. Alright. We did our thing. Ooh, and we draw some removal. Which one of these is better? Wicked Roll. Well, I guess Wicked Roll's better. Alright. Get rid of Undying Malice. Get a Wistfulness. Yeah, the Simic deck, when it runs poorly, does look a little bit more tame. The, like, double Badger Mold Cup games are so insane. But this game, they seem a little bit fair. I mean, what is your expectation for The Hobbit? Like, do you think it's just Lord of the Rings 2.0? Or do you think it's going to be very different? I actually added Escape Tunnel as a fetch land to my Greed's Gambit deck to have more imp that hits Virtue of Knowledge. That makes sense. That's good deck building. I like that idea. Is there literally any play against Simic Spew's best draws? Just Spell Snare and kill spells. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Opponent gonna do some scamming of their own. Quantum Riddler. Blinked. Draws some cards. We draw Deceit. Huh. I guess we just scam the Deceit? So let's go to combat. Get in with the Wistfulness. Hit ya. Found it. Down to 13. Oh, yeah, I think we just scam on discard mode. See if this works. So Deceit. Thought sees you. Come on, not double Boroid. Please, please not that. Oh. Paw Patch Formation. Well, okay, so opponent has nothing. Nothing in hand, really. Well, that's not dead after all the Deceit. Get another body. Okay. I mean, this doesn't mean our opponent won't just draw it and kill us. That is always the risk when they untap with all this mana. But maybe they won't just draw it and kill us. Bounty untaps. Come on. Come on, not an Boroid. Please. Please. Opponent. Also, no hoofs, I assume. I guess they're 1 mana short on hoofing. I mean, we even have the removal. We're just having to play off curve to scam stuff. We technically also have 13 damage. I mean, not through the blockers, but we have 13 on board. If our opponent attacks too aggressively, we might be able to just kill him. Ooh, Burglar class. Found it. Wow. Cycles, Paw Patch. I guess I get to draw 2 because of Quantum Riddler. Make some food. And about it. That's going to be a close game. What are you going to do with all your cards, opponent? Nature's Rhythm. For even more Badger Mole Cubs. You know what would be sweet? Day of Black Sun would be sweet. That would be a sweet one. Opponent oh! Okay. Well. Ask and you shall receive. So. Oh, they could have Spider Sense. They could have Spider Sense. Is there a way to play around that? Let's do we attack first? Would you even play Spider Sense against this deck? And they have Splash Portal and Paw Patch. I think we just do it. They have Black Suns X2. Wow! An opponent has a counter and they win the game. They do have to block something. So they're going to lose their Quantum Riddler. But I think they can just untap and... I think they can just untap and hoof, right? If they have double Badger Mole and we die. Oh. Found it. I'm going to block with a Badger Mole. Well, now they might not be able to. They draw 2 with... Quantum Riddler is an insane card. Found it. Land untap down to 5. Yeah, I think they can do it, right? Because they can tap this for 4. They just top decked it. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Brutal. Ban Badger Mole Wizards. Yeah, that was brutal. Class dead in the middle of the stream. That's unfortunate. Our opponent was very good at top decking their one of hoof. A reminder, if you need some magic cards, you can make arcade.com/MTG Goldfish. I gotta say, like, my initial impression is the Scam Elemental deck kind of sucks. Like, I think this deck actually is kind of bad. I think it's actually kind of bad. The Temur Elemental deck felt great. This one, I don't know if it's missing something that would make it better. But like the 4 or 5 color Temur Elemental deck felt very good. Very, very good. This one has just felt clunky. And like, I think the problem I have with this deck is even when we do the thing, is just like not always good enough or even usually good enough. Like, we do the scam thing pretty consistently, and our opponent's like, sure, you got a 5/5? Like, what do I care? It's not, 2010 standard anymore, where that would have been scary. I mean, if when you did this scam plan, your odds of winning were like 75% or something, then I think it'd be worth it. Like, then you just accept the inconsistency because the ceiling's so high. But it just hasn't felt like it. It felt like even when we do the thing, our odds of winning go up slightly. We really need to do the thing and have Sunderflock, but then we're like a 4-card combo. We need like an Undying Malice, we need an Invoke Element. I mean, I guess 3-card combo and a Sunderflock, maybe a Springleaf Drum to do it fast enough. I mean, at least I noticed this on the tournament this weekend when I was watching the regionals. At least here it's Caviero. It's so funny watching like RCQ Lorwyn Eclipse and talking about all these new Lorwyn Eclipse cards. And then they're like, oh, I better be able to stop Superior Spider-Man. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, at least like, I don't know why Spider-Man, it always comes back to Spider-Man for me, but at least like in Avatar or Final Fantasy, it's like Cloud or, Aang or Kira. Like there were character names, but I don't know, Spider-Man is just like so, it feels different to me for some reason. I don't know, it's like so cringy, like Superior Spider-Man, like Aang Last Savior. I didn't know Avatar existed, I would believe that was a Magic card. Superior Spider-Man, if I didn't know Spider-Man existed, I don't know if I'd buy it. I think one of the interesting things that Distraction Makers said on a recent podcast, which I think that Distraction Makers, I think is very much worth watching if you don't. Like, I think it's a really good podcast. I think everything is cringy. Not everything, but yeah, I guess there might be a long cringe list. But one of the interesting things that Distraction Maker said in one of the recent podcasts that I thought was interesting, I never had really thought about before, was if the Universes Beyond set is a theme or has flavor that you wouldn't make an in-universe set of, then maybe you shouldn't make the Universes Beyond set, because players are probably gonna not like it. If it's something where you're like, we could never do this in the Magic universe, but then you do it in Universes Beyond, it's going to end up being so jarring that people are going to, some people at least, are going to reject it. And that's kind of where a set like Turtles comes in, right? Or a set like Spider-Man, where you wouldn't do a modern day New York City hot dog cart set in universe, because Magic players would freak out about it. So why would you think you could do that in a Universes Beyond set and no one would notice? Like, and no one would get, and you're just gonna get a pass because it's Universes Beyond? I thought that was actually an interesting way to think of it. Armored Armadillo. We played this card before. Boggle Staple, Ward 1. Load that thing up with some ethereal armors. That is also true that the line does get very blurry. Like, who would have thought that Outer Space would have been a set that actually people liked a lot? Distraction Makers. I watch it on YouTube. I imagine it's up on podcast sites as well. But it's like two game designers who've played Magic for a long time and just talk about different, mostly Magic stuff, sometimes a little bit other TCG stuff. Usually like 20, 25-minute podcasts. I think they post daily or close to daily. But I found it interesting. I think they have some good takes. Like, I've enjoyed Distraction Makers. I won't lie, I think the thing that makes me sad is they took away the real Magic Realm sets, put in Universes Beyond. If they hired a team to make UB sets and just make them smaller, I'd like it because I could skip them without losing content. Like, we lost content if you don't like the IP. I wonder, Therapy, what about this argument? What about the argument that, so this year we're getting 7 Magic sets. I guess there are 7 total Magic sets. 4 UB, 3 are in Universe. If the mixture was like 4 and 3, the opposite direction, could you just skip the Universes Beyond sets, and then if you didn't want them, and then your experience would be very similar to where Standard and where Magic was like a few years ago when we just got 4 sets a year? Maybe that's an okay place. I think it just gets harder. Like, I think that's easier to do if you are a Commander player. If you're a Commander player, I think it's very easy to just be like, I'm not going to even engage with the set at all. Like, I don't care about this set. I'm just going to pretend like it doesn't exist. I think you could do that basically any set and get away with it. It gets harder if you play Standard or even Modern, like formats like that. Like, I don't think skipping's a realistic option unless the set ends up being bad. Like, you could almost argue that Spider-Man ended up being so lacking in impact, or yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of another set that would apply to recently. I was going to say Ether Drift, but I feel like Ether Drift, like Stock Up came from Ether Drift, Monument. So there are some cards there. But yeah, even like those sets, like the sets I consider weaker in Standard, if you just skipped Ether Drift, that's no Monument to Endurance. That's no Stock Up. If you skip Spider-Man, that'd mostly be fine, but then there's no Caviero. So interesting. MTG used to feel like drinking from a wellspring of fun and creativity. Now it feels like we're trying to take drinks from a fire hose on full blast. It's brutal. That's actually not a bad way to describe that. I think fire hose is kind of going full blast at the moment. Let's try a couple games with, let's see, what's the other elemental deck? So Temur, let's try this Grixis one. So the Grixis one, this one I feel like is trying to walk the line a little bit. You're going 4 colors, so you get the Ashling, so you get the ramp early. No copies of Roaming Throne, unfortunately, which was very good in the first deck. But then you still get all the Evoke Elementals. No scam plan, but you get Caviero to copy them from the graveyard. What would skipping a set even mean? Yeah, I mean, I guess you would never be able to skip someone else playing the cards against you. So there's not really an option to fully skip a set, I guess. But I would say skipping a set, I would think, would essentially be like, you don't buy it, you don't, whatever, watch the spoiler videos or keep up on the spoilers, however you keep up on them. You don't add the cards to your deck, you don't buy singles. Like, you could kind of opt out of a set. But again, I don't think, like, I don't know. I don't think most of, like, the issues we're talking about are UB exclusive. Like, maybe they are exacerbated by Universes Beyond. Wistfulness, Rusting Back Wistfulness, or Ashling. You know what? I think we... Actually, can we put a land at the bottom? What if we go full greed? Then we can try to do... You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. We might just not draw lands and die, but... This is the highest upside hand, I think. Oh my god. Is this another Badger Molekup deck? Opponent. Opponent, opponent, opponent. Please. Please tell me it's not... I thought once we got to low Mythic, it would be a utopia of people who had ground their way to Mythic and were... Oh, okay. Town Greeter. Hey, probably not Badger Molekup. Oh, it's an elemental deck. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's play a starting town, and in that case, I think we just play an Ashling. Discard a Sunderflock. Hit a land. That's good. Pass the turn. Do you think Lorwyn is the best set in Standard? What do you mean by, like, best? Oh, it actually is just... Well, the Sunderflock in the graveyard's kind of good. Sorta. Ish. Well, I think we flipped this. Add blue. Evoke a Wistfulness. Discard an Ashling. Discard a Russ. Actually, let's just discard the Ashling. Wistfulness goes to the graveyard. Play the land, pass the turn. Okay. Well, if they do the Superior Spider-Man thing, at least we have some stuff in the graveyard. Is it enough to be the bringer? Opponent's going to go Awaken the Honor Dead. So they're going to keep waiting. Sure. Going to blow up the Ashling. Awkward. Most powerful. Okay, so no. I don't think Lorwyn is the most powerful set in Standard. The most powerful sets in Standard, in my opinion, are probably Duskmourn and Bloomburrow. I think. I'd have to really think about it to give you the best answer. I think that Lorwyn is a powerful set. I think it's probably above average in power level to some extent. But I don't think it's the literal most powerful. Those would be the first. I also think Avatar and maybe not Final Fantasy. Avatar, I think, is also pretty strong. But yeah, I think it's in like the next tier. Yeah, I guess Bloomburrow's maybe a tough pick because a lot of the best Bloomburrow synergies have been banned already, like the mouse deck. So maybe that's a worse choice. Well, that's Watery Grave. run out a Honest Rustin. Get back in Ashling. Play the Ashling. Discard a Hex. Well, we got a bunch of Shoot the Sheriffs. Man, opponent's gonna get back a pretty big board. That's 3 Deceits. Oblivious Bookworm. And a land. Yeah, opponent's just trying to wait and build up a big enough graveyard, and we can't really punish them for it. Edge of Eternity is also very good. Bounty. I mean, Arden 2. We're still very early into Edge of Eternity Standard. Remember when like Avatar came out and everyone was freaking out about Badger Mole Cub, and then it didn't have a huge immediate impact, and people were like, oh, see, maybe Badger Mole Cub's fine. But then like 2 weeks later, people figured out, oh, what if I play Quantum Riddler in my Badger Mole Cub decks? And now Badger Mole Cub is very, very, very good. So I think that like sometimes it just takes a little longer for people to figure things out. I think the big challenge for Lorwyn Eclipse is just like it's a tribal set, and tribes succeed or fail together. Like that's just how tribes work. They succeed or fail together. So in a tribal set, if you make a bunch of sweet elves, but elves aren't good enough as a whole to be a real standard deck, then most of those sweet elves end up not really seeing play, even though they're good cards, just because of the broader context of the format. So I think that's one of the challenges, is I think that Lorwyn Eclipse is powerful, but I think that some of its power is like kind of narrowly focused into tribal synergies, and that just leaves you it's kind of the same reason. Kind of the same reason the bad spoiler predictions happen. When you think the Knight deck is going to be good, you say, Circle of Loyalty is going to be good, but then you end up turning out that Knights suck, and then Circle of Loyalty sucks, and then you make fun of yourself for the next 7 years. Opponent going to evoke a Deceit. Well, I think we have to kill this Bookworm. And sure. Opponent takes the Shoot the Sheriff. Deceit goes away. Well, let's see if they do it. Is it time, opponent? You only got 1 card in hand. You can't let us succeed it. All right, here comes the Caviero. Gonna copy the Bringer. Now, this is gonna be interesting. So, stuff's gonna come back. However, we're gonna get a Sunderflock, which is going to bounce a bunch of stuff, but our opponent has a bunch of Deceits that are not going to get bounced. So we will discard a Requiting Hex. Another Rutstein. Discard the Rutstein. I don't even know what we're looking for here. Bounty gets a Formidable Speaker. Gonna get an Ashling. Discards. Oh, Sunderflock is a cast trigger? Oh, really? 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 Oh, Sunderflock sucks. Oh. Boo. That's so I thought we actually had a shot here, but no, we have no shot. I mean, we cast the Sunderflock during our turn, but it doesn't even do enough. Not even close. So Ashling makes a mana. We draw useless lands. So yeah, there's just no getting out of this one. So we bounce a bunch of stuff, but then we scoop. Well, my advice to you, Chad, is if you want to play elementals, play Temur elementals, because I feel like all the other versions are just not nearly as good. I feel like they're all like significantly worse. Is there no Man, there's hardly any graveyard hate in this deck either. That's awkward. I feel like Superior Spider-Man is... I feel like Superior Spider-Man deck or Caviero deck is super... It got so many upgrades from Lorwyn Eclipsed. I wouldn't be surprised if that... What's your pick to win the Pro Tour, chat? Do you think there could be a deck where Marlin fits? I like the character, and the card seems cool. I was hoping there's a play for her, but I'm worried she's too slow. So, I think that Marlin, we could build like an Against the Odds deck. We could build like an Against the Odds deck out of it. I would be surprised if Marlin ended up like a real standard card. I expect Marlin to be very popular in Commander, one of the most popular commanders from the set. And then I think we could build almost like Voja, where Voja is a card very busted in Commander. You can build a Voja deck in Standard, and it'll be fine. Like it can definitely get some wins, but it's at 5 mana, it's probably not the kind of card that you're going to see showing up at, you know, the Pro Tour or whatever. So I guess we cut the removal mostly. No, we only have a single Ghost Vacuum as graveyard hate. And then Detect Intrusion, in theory, can stop the combo. Let's try it like that. Oh, I was assuming. I assume they're talking about like the 5-drop. This thing. I assume it's this one. The 5-drop that when you play an elf or fairy, you get to exile your opponent's cards, and then once each turn, you can cast one of those things. I think it's a cool effect. Like, you could play it in elves and just like use the elves to ramp into it, and then you just kind of cross your fingers, and if you untap with it, you start playing more elves and exile a bunch of stuff, and it's pretty sweet. I think that seems cool. But elves, you got to be in 3 colors. It's a 5-drop, so it's kind of expensive. The enchantment, Mornsong Aria. Mornsong Aria, the enchantment. That's basically opposition agent combo. This might be an interesting question for you, Seth. Outside of Modern Horizon sets, what set do you think is most powerful in Modern? Also, is there any Modern content coming up? Actually, you know what? Let's just... What do we play here? Yeah, let's just Intimidation Tactics. I think this is fine. Because they could Deceit. Wistfulness, Formidable Speaker, Soul Guide Lantern. Well, we will take the Formidable Speaker. Play a tap land. Pass the turn. Most powerful set in Modern. I am not sure. I'd have to, like, so discounting Modern Horizons, I'd actually have to do some research. So, like, in the past, I'd probably say something like Time Spiral or Future Sight. But with how much power creep we've gotten lately, I'm not sure that those are still the answer. Well, get down an Ashling for now. Opponent's got a Bringer in the graveyard, but we would get them back to Wistfulness if they kill the Ashling. All right, opponent's going to Soul Guide Lantern. Take the Detect Intrusion. Opponent passes. Well, let's flip the Ashling. Make some black. Play the land. Do we have to just go for the graveyard? Tarmogoyf doesn't really see play anymore. Tarmogoyf was from Future Sight. So that would have been the side I would have picked like 10 years ago. But Tarmogoyf isn't what it used to be. Yeah, I think we are in a new era. And It takes players a while to adjust, but we always do. And we find the good and the fun in whatever era we have. And some eras are like Magic's had some bad eras in the past. You go back to the 90s and Combo Winter and so forth. Like there's been rough times. Or Homelands. That era. Oh, I'm so torn on this. Yeah, we're gonna bring her. Or Overlord. We're gonna Overlord. The other option is play Caviero, hit the Bringer to get it out of our opponent's graveyard, but then we just give them back a Wistfulness for like no reason. And that seems less than ideal. The upside is it gets the Bringer out of the graveyard, but I don't think they can do it this turn anyway. Like if they just run it out, I mean maybe they can. Alright, Awaken the Honor Dead, pound it. Gonna blow up. Gotta be the Overlord, right? Gotta be the Overlord. Alright, blows up the Overlord, sure. Found it, pass it. Huh. Now I think we do actually do it. So we're not going to flip. Instead, black, black, blue, blue. With the Caviero. We got to get the Bringer out of our opponent's graveyard. Get the Bringer. Wow, opponent just let it go. Interesting. I was not expecting them to let that go. So now we get back a Thunderflock. Now we get back a Deceit. Wow, my goodness. Now our opponent exiles our graveyard. Okay. Sure.
On
sure,
the subject
sure.
of UB, purely off vibes, it can be
Wistfulness.
hit and miss. So for you, since you know nothing about this, I have something I want you to evaluate and see just on vibes if you think it'd fit as UB as a test case. Link will be in chat.
All right. So from Mega Magikarp, thank you so much for the donation, Mega Magikarp. $3 donation on the subject of Universes Beyond, purely off vibes. It can be hit or miss. So for you, since you know nothing about this, I have something I want you to evaluate and see if just on vibes, if it fit as UB as a test case. Link will be in chat. All right, Mega Magikarp. Let me see. Thank you for the donation. Would this fit as a Universes Beyond? I will tell you momentarily. Opponent gets in with a Bringer, hits us down to 12. We do not hit a land, so we can't Thunderflock. Let's go to combat, do some attacking. Get a Caviero. Pound it. I'm gonna block. How do we not die? Is there a way we cannot die here? I think we just have to take the Arden. Actually, I should be able to exile this too for free, right? I think. Did that work? No. All right, that did not work. Found it. Mill some cards. I will pull it up in just a minute. Mega Magikarp. Let me finish. Let me finish this game, which I think is gonna wrap up pretty quickly, and then I will. I have it pulled up. Then I'll dig into it. Found it. Caviero. Do they have? Oh, they do have a Bringer. I mean, at least we have some stuff in the graveyard. Opponent, gonna get in with the bringer. Hit us down to 6. I mean, I guess just having Caveiro is kind of good in this matchup. Opponent, are we doing it? Are we doing it? Bring her the last gift. All right, let's see what happens now. So, everything gets blown up. A bunch of stuff comes back. We will discard a... How many cards do we have? 29? Let's discard a Deceit. We find a land. We mill some cards. We get back Caveiro. We get back a Deceit. About it. I'm gonna discard a land. I mean, there is another bringer. There is another bringer, and the other bringer might be a better bringer for us. So opponent gets... What a weird game this ended up being. Opponent. Land. Untap down to 11. We're also at some amount of risk of milling out. Wow! Thankfully we got 2. Opponent going to Deceit, Bounce, Wistfulness. Interesting. Okay. So we will Actually, we will flip it. No, we want to attack first. We're not going to flip it. Okay, so what we do, we're going to go to combat. We're going to go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Mill some cards. Mill some cards. Decline. Opponent. Blocks. Blocks. Sure. So blocks and blocks. Drops to 6. Yeah, I mean, I think we do it. Caveiro. Bringer. What a ridiculous game. All right, now we get a bunch of stuff back. Opponent gets a bunch of triggers. Oh, mills a Caveiro. That's actually kind of nice. Formidable Speaker can discard a land to tutor something up. Well, I mean, the game is basically coming down to this turn. The downside is our opponent can bring her again. So discarded Deceit. Discarded Deceit. Land untapped. Pass the turn. Discard and discard. All right, opponent. Awaken the Honor Dead. What a wild game this has been. Opponent pitches an Arden. Maybe they go with the Arden, and then the Bitter Triumph is online. If they can kill our flyer, we die. Opponent gets back an island. Land. Are we going to win this? Is there a chance? All right, Caveiro. What are we going? It's got to be Arden, right? They're going to go for Arden? All right, opponent gets an Arden. We will kill the Caveiro. Or, yes, pitch the Ashling. No way! Mine were dead. Come on now. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. A random one of spells? All right, sure. Sure. Pandas are no longer endangered. That is good news. All right, Mega Magikarp, thank you for the donation. So, knowing nothing about this, would this fit as a Universes Beyond Magic set? I mean, so... Let me see if I can get this art to load. I mean... So I don't know anything about this game. I don't know what the theme is. I will say, based on the pieces of art that I've seen, the couple that are actually loading, based on the couple pieces of art that I've seen, what are we overloading the PlayStation Lifestyle.net servers? All right, there we go. Crusader Titan. This reminds me a little bit of like a Fallout-y type thing with maybe some space thrown in. Is this Fallout in space? Honestly, most of this I think I could see working as Universes Beyond set. Like, some of this, so the stuff that I'm most skeptical of, and I guess I even shouldn't be after Edge of Eternities and Star Trek, like some of the spaceship-y stuff, or like this thing kind of looks like an oil rig in the real world to me. But a lot of this I could, like, this looks magic-y to me. Even this thing, it looks like a little outer spacey, but it looks pretty magic-y to me. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well would this work in Magic as the Universes Beyond set? Knowing nothing about this game. So if this is some horrible thing and I just don't know about it, like, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about it. But knowing nothing about this game, I would say this would be, like, maybe a 7 out of 10. I would actually be, like, I'd be pretty comfortable, like, just based on the art and the images. I would be pretty comfortable saying that this would be a decent Universes Beyond. I don't know, what is Destiny good? Is it spacey? Okay, it's space magic. Okay, that's what it looked like to me. Kind of like magic, a little bit of magic in space. I could see them doing this. Is Destiny popular? Is it popular enough for UB? Is there any modern content coming up? I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any modern on the content for the on the schedule for the next couple of weeks. There's a bunch of standard stuff. There's the new tournament bracket stuff on Mondays. There's some timeless. But yeah, I don't think there's any modern coming up in like the next couple of weeks. But there will be more coming up at some point. Like there definitely will be more modern in the future. It was popular. Look at Walking Dead. That hasn't stopped Wizards in the past. In some cases, that seems to be exactly what Wizards is going for. Although I think that's changed, and it seems like they're trying more and more to get things that have like active seasons. I don't know. Based on the art, I can get behind this. I can get behind it as a UB set. Would it be sweet, Mega Magikarp? I mean, I would much rather see that than something like Marvel. Personally, that looks way more magic-y to me than like Turtles or Marvel. It's got the fantasticalness. I didn't see any hot dog cards. No hot dog cards. Anyway, what do we learn about these decks today? So, my advice to you, Elemental fans, if you want to win with Elementals, from our experience, the Temur Elemental deck with Roaming Throne, this deck felt really good. The Roaming Thrones were good. Nuzzled on the Springleaf Drums, I'll probably end up cutting those. But this felt like the best version of Elementals. We can evoke our Elementals, we can ramp into them. Roaming Throne does crazy things. Ashling's Command was good. So I really, really like this deck. I might actually play some more of this deck. So that deck felt good. This Scam Elemental deck, Sultai, it did not feel good to me. Like, I think the idea is cool, but I'm just not sure. My initial gut reaction when they spoiled these is that they wouldn't be worth scamming. And now that I've tried scamming them, they did not convince me that I was wrong. Like, they didn't actually feel that worth scamming. It felt like, yeah, you get a big body, but it just didn't feel like game ending to me. And to try to scam, you have all this inconsistency built in where you're drawing Undying Malices when you need a body and so forth. I do think, and we didn't play a ton with Grixis Elementals, I do think there's probably some hybrid version, something along these lines where you're like, play the red ramp, but then you also have the evoke elementals, but then you also maybe have some amount of scamming or Kaviro synergies. So I think maybe there's some in between. But for now, I would say Temur Elementals would be my pick. The Scam one, I'm sure you could like run hot and do well with Scam. It just didn't feel that consistent and that powerful to me, honestly. So yeah, that's Elementals. Anyway, you're coming in right at the end, too many Vaxes. Oh, Cat Cam fan! You missed some good elemental. Well, good and bad elemental, Chank. One of them was good, one of them was pretty bad. Before you go, can you check out this blue-white Tangle Wire deck I bot drafted? Ooh, I would love to. Ooh, Tangle Wire. Tangle Wire is such a good card. Tangle Wire. Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Intro. Ooh, how is Furdok Corbin in the cube? That's a cool card. I think that's a cool card. Parallax Wave 2. Tazarat to get the Tango Wire. That deck looks sweet. That deck looks super sweet, Lucid. Super sweet. Seth, how does it feel to help Hasbro carry their toy and low performing departments? Wait, you're not going to sue me, are you? Anyway, everyone, one of the spoiled cards from the Marvel Seed Box was Black Widow functioning as a secret rendezvous in combat damage. Ooh, wait, there's so many spoilers. The spoilers never end these days. Anyway, everyone, good to see you for a minute, Cat Camp fan. I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. So, good news is, we'll be back next week to do it all again. We'll have a pro tour in the bugs and some more fun. So, until then, everyone. Oh, that spell snare was brutal. That was an interesting match, Kamu dude. The spell snare. I was not expecting the spell snare. You got me good. Wait, is there a new spoiler? Hang on. Oh, alchemy. Yeah. Honestly, I will say, as much as I don't do alchemy spoilers, I feel like this would have been a cool card to just print. Like, this doesn't have to, this one actually makes me a little bit upset because I do not see any reason why this has to be an alchemy card. Couldn't this just be a real card? And wouldn't this actually be a really popular commander if it was a real card? Like, I don't see anything on this. A bunch of hybrid mana symbols, protection for monocolored. When you cast a hybrid spell, you spell with hybrid in its mana cost. Copy it. You can choose new targets for the copy. Couldn't they make this a real card? They could make this a real card. They can make it a real card. I know they could make it a real card. So I'm sad that it doesn't exist, but it is a cool design. Anyway, everyone, that brings us to the end of our stream for today. Reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube for the old streams. Normal YouTube. Tomorrow's Against Odd. It's a pretty good one. One more shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. And I love y'all. Have an amazing day. Have a great week. I will talk to you soon. Until then, I will talk to you soon.